Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fanta Kamar to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Every weekend, my president, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Klibamba, klibamba, klibamba. Klibamba, klibamba, klibamba. What you want? Yes, what you want? Yes, what you want? To get your information, to the spoon, to be my spoon, Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to trust. You just want you know. The children crying for starvation, just don't trust. Don't just spoon.
Oh yes, don't spoon. It doesn't matter where you are. You're from Vanjama, you're from Maryland, you're from Sino County, you're from Grand Cruz, you're from Grand Cape Mount County, Grand Bassa, just don't spoon. You're from Lofa County, Nimba, across the 15 counties of Liberia, just don't spoon. You're in Liberia, you're out of Liberia, you can also wash spoon. I'd like to welcome you tonight. It's a wet evening here in Monrovia. It's been a wet day throughout the day. from Liberia's capital, Monrovia. On this note, thanks for joining us. My name is Nelson Collier. This is the program, highly anticipated, comes your way once a week. The program that sets the agenda for the rest of the week. The program from which the major talking points will derive to kickstart the new week. This is 101, and it's gonna be a very, very, very great show tonight. The best you can do is to get close to your radio. Just put your radio on, put your TV on, and maybe grab a cup of coffee and just get ready. Something big that's about to come on your screen or on your radio. So I'd like to welcome you tonight. My name is Nelson Colette. This is 101 with the CEO. It's a jam-packed show tonight. Lots of activities coming up. You just saw the flyer. The first guest, Fanta Kamar, will be on. And there's a lineup of activities here tonight on this edition of the program. So, yes, it's going to be great. The CEO will be joining us very shortly. And once he does that, I'll be handing controls over to him. But in the meantime, we are going to take your calls. We will hear from you what your thoughts are, what's on your mind, what are those issues that you like to talk about tonight, what are the different issues that are of concern to you. Is it about health, education, politics, the environment, sanitation, or is it about the religious issues in the country? So you're going to have the time to express yourselves tonight as we set the stage for the show to get officially started. But let me welcome a few of you joining us. I see you've already started engaging in the comment section. Romeo Farley, Jay Carter, he says, when the late night show comes on this day? Oh, okay, so the late night show will definitely make a comeback. Yeah, but I want to appreciate all of you joining us tonight. Emmanuel Murray, I see Prince Seway, and all of you joining us tonight. As a matter of fact, we are live across the Spoon Network. We're live on Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1. And by means of relay, we cut across Liberia on several frequencies: Trust FM in Bomi County, Premier FM in Bong, Trend Radio in Grand Crew, Radio Yalamani, Seklipi, Nimba County, Radio Bashu there in Wiala, Margibi County. Yeah, and hope I got the name right. But all the other radio stations across the country always relaying. We appreciate you. And online, we're live across the Spoon Network on our different social media handles. We are live on Spoon TV on Facebook, Fabric TV on Facebook, Super TV on Facebook, and we are also on YouTube. And our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. I want to appreciate all of you for joining us tonight. Keep engaging as the conversation goes on, and just keep sharing the show as well. Share the program tonight in the different group chats across the social media handles, and because this edition of 101 is going to be very, very informative. Comfort Noir, I see Honorable Robert Doe, Emmanuel Blay, Joseph Daskawison. All of you, keep sharing the program, and thanks for joining us tonight. Let's go across now to take your calls. What's on your mind? 0555-101075 is the number to call tonight. You'll be live on the program. 0555-101075 is the number to call us tonight. Let's take our first caller here. Let's see if we can activate the lines. Get this person coming through. All right. This first caller here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello, I'm calling from Jakarta.
Let's hear you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what are you talking about? The issue that background for
Hello. You are coming in terribly. Your audio is not too good. What did you just say? You want to come back with that?
Hello.
Your audio is really not good. Please change your location and then you can call back, please. The audio is terrible. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Good evening to Swing Reference family and good evening to peace people of the Republic of Liberia. Good evening to you, dear Nancy Colette Studio. By the way, introduction, I'm Fanta Kamar. Once again, back to the topic. What is my concern? I will continue to emphasize on it. Is the inflation rate in our country.
Okay.
The inflation rate is a serious embarrassment to the society right now. And we believe that central bank have a physical rate to be regulating in the country. Or the commercial bank or the commercial bureaucracies are not going by the mandate from the central bank or la bureau. So I urge the central bank government to step into this matter because as the rate exceeding, prices continue to go up. Then we are facing difficulty. Even school fees. At this time, everything has gone up. When you talk, they say the rate. So it's still alarming. That's all I had to say to net on this show.
What is the rate right now that you know about? Especially when you say the central bank needs to come in.
The rate is 199, 199. It's just different. It's not stable. That's what I'm saying. You go to play, say 199, you go to almost 100, just like that. So it's a serious problem in the society right now.
Okay, so the last time the central bank posted a rate was on the share rate on the 15th of August. That rate was from August 8th to the 14th, and the buying rate was at 200 Liberian dollars to 1 USD, and the selling rate was 202 Liberian dollars to 1 USD. So what that means?
Yeah. But they're not going by age, so they have to. You say that's what they're saying. They have to put the agents on the field. They do not go by the mandate for the central bank because they are the regulatory body when it comes to money exchange.
Listen. You're not getting me. So according to what the CBL posted, if you're going by that, then the actual rate should be 200.
Yes, I think
200. But you are saying that other places is 190 something, which means that it's lower than what the actual CBL rate is.
Some places increase, some places decrease. Like your high low key. So we don't know the physical price. So people are doing their own thing in the society.
Thanks a lot for your input, sir. We appreciate you. Okay. Let's take another person. 0555-101075 is the number to call. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, I'm doing good.
Okay. I'm Maya Gian calling from Nigeria.
All right, go ahead. What's on your mind quickly?
I have two things on mind that I want to share tonight. One is what sort of views that people give on the radio on the talk show. I don't know what I know the station take those. Oh my God.
Okay. Thank you for your input. I think your line went by. But I see the CEO has joined us. CEO, welcome to the show.
Hey Nelson, how you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good.
Why are you smiling, Nelson? They call it wickedness in high places, right?
Everything that happened behind the scene remain behind the scene.
Oh, so nothing. Okay, all right. I respect that. Nothing will count. But then pay your dues. If you don't want us to talk, pay. Pay your dues. Oh, Nelson, man, that's it. It's hot over here, though. It's very, very hot.
Wow. We have the opposite. It's wet.
I'm happy I was in church. You go to church, sometimes you sleep in small, right? In chair and trying to catch some buka. Trying to sleep, but I can't because I gotta be active. And I'll beat in the drum dancing. I'll beat in the drum.
Wow.
Yeah. But my the real samba, the samba drum.
Yeah,
yeah.
A country when you can be with your
but I start feeling pain on my wrist right here. So I took out the watch and I went back and tried again. It was painful. So I said, nah, I will beat the salsa. Then I started beating the salsa. I started, beating the salsa, But hey, that's it. We've been there before, Nelson. We've been there. But I'm happy that today Fanta Kamar will be joining us. I didn't know Fanta Kamar joined the CMC till, the news reached out last week. A strategic planner for CMC, a spokesperson. I want to say to all of you, share the show. We have a great lady coming in studio, Fanta Kamar. We're going to take some calls and we're going to talk more about national issue in Liberia. We're going to tap into Fanta, transformation conversation. She always hold up there, telling people that, listen, Liberia can be better, but how? What will Liberia be better? That's it. When? I want to say to all of you, Sudi Kamara, somebody named Sonny Aliu, Dede Miller, that's the name. Philip Bala is here. Opi Onin Johnson, Adolphus Collins, Sata Sanan. Now, you're going to see a lot of CMC people going to be running to listen to Nelson. They're going to be joining us very soon, the CMC people. Jala Kesali. Yeah, Jala Kesali is here. Welcome, CEO. To plenty talking to net on Spunta. No, I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm going to mind my business. If I'm interviewing the person, I like the person to talk. And somebody says Spoon want to be relaying on Freedom FM. I like that though. I hope Manatiti agree. Seriously, nothing. But nothing you like it. They're going to relay the Spoon talk. I like it. I think that's a good thing though. You want radio station to relay, it means that we're doing better.
Oh,
so a Omen Sam Sion thing that's starting up more, I heard. I don't know what Madam TT and Sam Sion talking. But if we're on Freedom FM and our message going to more higher group, I like it. I like that. I don't know about you. Just a Spoon Talk will be on Freedom FM from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Liberia Nelson. Can you imagine that?
Seriously, it's interesting because during the election time, people saw the two FM, the two stations more like rivals, and it's an amazing thing that if we were to have that going on, it will be great. It will send a strong message to the
one Liberia, Nelson, one Liberia. I hope Madam Titi go into that negotiation. I do. If I was saying the CEO a long time, I'd take the phone and call Samsung and say Samsung do it. Seriously. Yeah, seriously. Y'all share the show. Angela share the show. Abraham Willie, Mary Ann Hill. I look like I know Mary Ann Hill. I think where I know her from. It looked like I know her. But again, I want to say to all of you, you share the show. But if we are on Freedom FM, Nelson, man, even if Samsung system don't take Freedom FM, I'll be happy. Even if you say Mr. T, I'll take Freedom FM, I'll be happy. Seriously. But Nelson, if we're on Freedom FM, we just on Spoon, Super, and Fabric, right? The people crying, then you go on Freedom FM again.
It's a big collaboration. It's a very big one.
I want it. Listen, open the phone line. I know our sister Fanta will be joining us shortly. But ask the people what they think, though. Open the phone line. Do you want us to, what do you think? Open the phone line. I believe the people will agree. We need to be on so many, even put us on ELBC, LBS, put up. Even put us on Punch FM, we're taking. Man, if you be, that the grace of God, we humble. That only God get all the praises in this thing. But again, I'm serious. I see the sister, I think if Sister Fanta give her 5 minutes, let's just ask the people that giving us the information that we will be on Freedom FM. I'm excited, and I think I'm backing my Titi to agree. Seriously. I got nothing to do with it, but I just back it that she and Samson should talk on this one. Today is Sunday, and I'll pray for it. I say, oh Lord, make it happen. God, please make it happen. Please, Lord. I'll pray. Then I said, may the Lord watch between me and thee when we ask him one of another. Amen. But open the line, let hear the people now say, should we go on? What's this?
So 0555 is the number to call, and you'll be live. Let's hear you. What are your thoughts? What do you think? What you got to say about this? Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah,
Is
please.
this Vanyazi?
Yeah, you're live on the show.
Yeah, I've been wishing to talk on Spoon FM.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a book original. Go to the CEO. I always listen to Freedom FM. I always talk to. So if people networking work together will be a big thing in Liberia. When you're standing on other Spoon, you don't know what you're doing, but you're doing big thing in Liberia. Down to my mother, she doesn't need the function of government, but now you teach our home, government affairs. Everyone knows how government runs.
Thank you.
So thank you. May God bless you, Mr. Sending with us and bless your family.
Thank you very much,
my friend.
This person. Please walk away from your radio. Hello. Yes, you are live. Go ahead quickly.
Good evening, Mr. Center with us for good morning and good evening to the Spoon radio station.
Let's hear you. What's your take on? Yeah.
To hear that Freedom FM want to collaborate with whoever. And that is but right now I was listening to you when Mr. Center was not there. I went to Freedom FM and listening. They say playing their own ball. If it happy, it will be good, but to see the two radio station, it will be good. Well, yeah, but for now, they stay on a different talk. The Spoon not really on the year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's take another person. Hello, you are live. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Hello, you are live on the show. Let's hear you.
That's good. Spoon FM. Today, my dream has come to pass. I was actually wishing for this to happen because Spoon is accurate, balanced, critical, and credible. Very credible that way. Spoon Talk, special people organizations network. Listen keenly to the voice of hope of Central Water Spoon and its credible, accurate, balanced, critical, and credible analysis. Because of this, whosoever want to collaborate with Spoon, they are welcome. Spoon.
Thank you.
That's the man. That's the man right there. That's the man right there.
At the end of the whole thing, I like when the man laugh. Hello.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I must appreciate you people first for what you have been doing in Liberia. Anyway, this is Reed Cooper calling from Barnesville.
Okay.
Yeah, the collaboration will be very great. So one thing you should prepare for now, the government will say you are citizen station. So I hope you people are prepared to take the criticism for that. All the officials doesn't want to go on a station like before. But when we're in the opposition, there was that station that was doing the work for them.
Okay.
And now they are now criticizing center and talking, man, go to jail. What is taking the man also for all routine is training now. So some okay, listen, they are saying those things. I think, but the station was good before. Why I say that now? However, that's like being for us.
Thank you.
God be with you.
God be with you too. Thank you very much. Nelson, we got what? Yes, Nelson, in the next 3 minutes, we'll bring Fanta on. She's in the back. But yes, indeed, we want to say welcome to the one-on-one with the CEO, with the rest of the guys. We're going to be talking to Fanta Kamar concerning CMC. But let's hear you. What do you think? We'll be relayed on Freedom FM. Go ahead, Nelson. Take the person.
Yeah, go ahead. You are live on the show. Let's hear you. Yeah, we okay. Let's hear you.
This is the number one for lesson on Spoon to implement back on DC 14.
You said you're the number one what?
For a lesson on Spoon Talk. You can see my comment on the phone right now watching live. You understand on Water Spoon.
Okay, go ahead.
So. Speak some Fula to us. Speak some Fula.
So wait. Our number one Fula listener, the CEO say you must speak small Fula. Say something in Fula.
See my comment every day. 24 I'm monitoring the radio station. When I watch it live, I just try to call because you already pick my call.
Okay.
So please, my issue have to deal with it. Police motor, still only be on us with the KK people there. TK every day. You KK.
So our number one Fula listener, what you get to say about the collaboration?
Say something. Say that one in Fula.
Okay. For sure, I'm all example giving for school.
Wow, your line is bad.
Yeah, the line is so bad. My Fula brother, your line is bad. Is that Fula the say Kalamasi or is that Madingo?
I think that's
no. Seriously, I really want to know. Is that Fula the say Kalamasi or that Madingo? That Madingo, right? They say Kalamasi in Soma.
Yeah, Madingo.
Let me bring Fanta. Fanta will help us. Maybe she.
Yeah, but I'm a Madingo man. Kalamasi. Alusoma is good morning. Alusoma is good morning.
Okay, cannot disturb our show, man. Come on. When you become Madingo man, you mixed breed. You are mud. You are mud, Kev. We don't even know whether you Liberian, you Sierra Leone, you Madingo, you Gola, you. I don't even know where to place you, man. I think Kalamasi, you can't say you Madingo. Tomorrow you'll say you. Oh, I forget you. I forget you. We are sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say welcome to one of the best show ever you're going to have today. I want to say Kalamasi, Alisoma, Ultimate Madingo brother and sister. I want to speak Fula. I don't know how to speak Fula, but I want to say Nafuede, that's true. Nafuede, be moi that basso, be moi. Let me go to my wife trap, the Loma Pele. Oh God. Hey man.
That's how you hear that, man.
No. My grandmother-in-law always speak to me in Pele. Hey God, my wife not even around me said to help me. Somebody help me. I want to speak Pele. I want to say hi. I know Nana Friday there were that crew. I know Be Moi that Basso. I know Kalamasi in Soma, the Mandingo. I know Nancy, help me with the Pele, Nancy.
So the Pele Kumari. It means
Kumari. Yeah, they say Kumari, you're right. And then welcome Fanta. Hey, we got our sister Fanta. Welcome to the show. How you doing today? I want you to speak to me first. Madingo, or I believe Madingo, right? Or Fula. I want to I know Madingo, but Va, I'm trying to catch up with you. I think it's Va though. But welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm very well, Stenton. Thank you for having me. Hello to everyone. I think we can just suffice for just being Liberians and we can say hello.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you say hello, a lot of people say hello. I want to go down. Let me ask Kev Hassan. Gola. Kev, you from Bomi, right? How you say hello?
No, I'm a born Madingo man.
Okay, how you say hello?
Really? That's You just said it.
You just know how to speak Madingo. Look at it's a lost soul. The boy is lost.
No, I was born Madingo man, raising Bomi. So I'm not fluent in Madingo, but I know my way around in Madingo. Okay. I can tell you Alsoma, Jamasi. Well, I can tell you, I can ask you for your father name, if I told you your mother name.
You learn all that thing for the But I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of One-on-One with the CEO. You know, I have to have my brother Kefiko Hassan here with me. The guest today is Fanta Kamar. We got two segments though. We're going to also have the former ambassador to Italy on the whole Expo 2025, Mohammed Sharif. He will be joining us today after our sister leave us, he would talk about the Expo 2025, right? He's a former ambassador to Italy. All the argument, how many delegation, how many people went there, and all of the yama yama, the importance of that program. We're going to bring in Mohammed Sharif, the immediate past former ambassador, Mohammed Sharif to Italy. He will be our guest. And don't forget, tomorrow will be a big day as Daniel Petit promised to join us tomorrow to discuss the issue about what has happened in Liberia and how people try to scam him of a lot of money. So he promised to be our guest tomorrow. We'll keep our finger crossed. We want to say today to all of you out there, let's welcome officially Fanta Kamar, spokesperson and chief strategist, CNC. Welcome to the show, ma'am. How you doing today?
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone out there in Liberia and abroad and afar. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Spoon, for having me. And I just want to say right before we jump in, because I know you have a lot of things on your plate that you would like to have me weigh in on. I'm happy and excited to be here to do that. Just as a preface, I do want to say, as Liberians, we have to be, if we say that we are going to be serious about fighting corruption, the media, being the fourth estate, plays a very critical role in that. You guys are so important to the people and disseminating information to the people and ensuring that you're acting in the best interest of the people. And I think your role with that understanding ought to be the one who maintains the checks and balances on the government, right? So I think we just ought to do better as media agencies, as the press, and understand that we're representing the public and the best interest of the public, and refrain from colluding with any private entities against the best interest of the public. So I think we can do better there, and I encourage us all to just be better stewards.
Welcome to the show, and I hope we have a wonderful program today in everything we discuss moving Liberia forward. I really want to say to you that to each his own will come. Like we say on the show, I talk my own, you talk your own. No hard feelings, and the Liberian people will decide. And they will make up their mind as we move forward. And everybody have an interest, but Liberia remains supreme. So we hope we can have a better conversation today. At least the folks in Liberia can go home with something. Again, Kev Hassan, welcome. Thank you for producing for us today, Nelson Colette. As always, we appreciate you. The last time you appear on Spoon Talk, Fanta, allow me to call you Fanta, Madam Fanta or Madam Kamara.
Fanta works.
Good. Yeah. The last time you appeared on Spoon Talk, I didn't know, were you part of CMC then, or it was after your appearance on Spoon Talk?
I was not. It was after.
Okay. Why CMC?
Why not CMC? For a very long time, I've always been a public servant. I've always been someone who's always in service to my people, irrespective of where I am, where I live, where I travel, because it's something that it's ingrained in me from a very early age, and also as part of the Islamic faith, kindness, being charitable. In fact, it's one of our 5 pillars. So that being ingrained in me, I've always maintained being serviceable, always engaged in the act of servitude. And we get to a point, though, where we say, you know what? It's not enough to be inactive, right, in our engagement of the administrative affairs of our state. We can't always sit on the sideline and just condemn, right, and just criticize. At some point, we have to say to ourselves, we must join forces, we must join hands, and we must really roll up our sleeves and dig our hands in the mud and get dirty, because that's the only way that we're going to transform our country, this nation of Liberia, into one that we can all be proud of. And as I mentioned before, I have been approached by the UP party. I have been approached by CDC. In fact, my family was staunch supporters of CDC. And I just didn't feel invigorated. I didn't feel inspired to be a part of any of those, because for me, my legacy is very important. So I'm very careful about what I associate myself with, being a very principled person, and always operating from a Liberia first place. So when the CMC movement came around, the citizen movement for a change, I mean, the very name resonates so well. And I think as you see people reacting and responding to the movement, because even before someone tell you about what the CMC stands for, or what the movement is about, it says it right there. So half of the question is already answered. It being the citizens movement for change mandated that I could no longer sit on the sideline. And if I truly wanted to relieve my people of the burden of their struggles, of the marginalizations that have been imposed on them by the previous administration and the current administration, it was time to get active. It was time to get busy. And as a leader, I just could no longer sit on the sideline. And this was the right call to make. And I'm absolutely ecstatic to be a part of this movement, because I know that we're going to do some big things. Starting with flipping the presidency, flipping the House, flipping the Senate, and essentially flipping the script. The time for the Liberian people is now, and it's going to take people like us, each and every one of us, to make this change that we so desperately need.
So Unity Party is CDC, but you accepted CMC.
Mm-hmm.
Why not any of the other two, Unity Party and CDC?
Yeah. So I am very much a steward of putting your money where your mouth is, right? You know, a lot of people are good at talking. They talk the big talk, they talk a big talk. Often you don't see people walking the walk, right? They don't often invest when they say something. For example, they're great at being an orator, right? Especially of ideas that's not theirs. Well, one thing that differentiated the CMC from all of that, first and foremost, was I saw that they were a principled organization by the example of the leader. I did not know much of him. Of course, you hear the stereotypical association, right? The character assassination. When I did my own investigation and learned about him, I was absolutely moved to have learned how principled he is. So first and foremost, our ideology is very much aligned. And then he does what he says he's going to do, right? So talk and do. And that is the fabric, that is the culture, that is the formulation of the citizens movement for change, that we don't just talk, right? We do. And the people see it. It's not about waiting for elections. It's not about making all of these empty promises that just frankly half the time go undone. And I've seen that the Unity Party is so good at doing that. I mean, they've had now 3 chances, right, of leading the Liberia people towards a promising future. Yet we've not seen any of that from their arrest agenda. If you just look at the progress of that and compare it to what they said that they were going to do, you will find, without even digging too much of a deeper hole, that they're very far behind. And it's frankly something they're not going to be able to do, is because they don't truly believe what they're saying. And what differentiates the CMC, the Citizen Movement for Change, from any other party? First of all, we're not a party, we're a movement, right? We're a movement. The differentiating factor is that we talk and we do. And you don't have to go look behind us, because you can just open your eyes and just see the development that is happening without us waiting for elections, which is why the Liberian people need to wake up and not be taken for granted, allowing these fake politicians to come to them, knocking on their door only during elections. That's the only time they know them. That's the only time that they can stop and pick up their calls, because you elect them, you stand in the rain, you stand in the mud, you stand in the sun, right? You elect them, they get into offices, they don't even know you. You call them, they don't answer your call. They're driving by, when they see you, they put that windshield up. The difference with CMC is that we are the people. We're for the people, we're by the people, we're in the community, and we're accessible. Not one person is going to say, I have Fanta Kamar no more, I'm going to call her today, she's not going to answer, irrespective of where I am. Same thing for our political leader, Honorable Musa Billy.
How long since you've been knowing Musa?
I haven't known him long. But from the time I have spent in just speaking with him, getting to know him. And for me, being the person that I am a rebel. I can be very hard-headed. I'm very confident in myself. And so I don't take approaches or offers very lightly. As I mentioned, someone comes to me and say, oh, you should do this. Oh, we'll give you this position. First thing I do is question them. What is your motive? What drives you? What's in it for the people? Because that's what drives me. If there's nothing in it for the people, if your motive does not make sense, and you truly just are a greedy politician who wants to ascend to power, right? Climb to the political ladder, I'm not interested, because everything I do has to foster a sense of welfare for the people of Liberia. And so when he first came to me, I didn't take his word for it.
What was that? That's why I'm asking how long. What
This
was
was
the first time
after,
you met him?
maybe like I would say, month and a half, maybe almost like 2 months now. Yeah, a little over a month, like I would say. I did my own research on him. I did everything people were saying about him. You know, the FIFA stuff, the misappropriation. I said, you know what? This is what I'm hearing about you. I had this conversation with him very bluntly. I said, this is what I'm hearing like about you. What is your side of the story? And he told me his side of the story. And I said, like, you know what? I'm going to do my own research. So I embarked on doing my own research, because as a global leader, you know, coming from a world where I lead multi-million-dollar initiatives, very strategic initiatives impacting millions of people, the decisions I make, the way I align myself has to be informed. It has to be informed by data, has to be informed by my own diligence. So therefore, it's incumbent upon me to do my own research and not just take the stereotypical right notion like for it. So I read the KISS file. I read the FIFA KISS file. I don't know how many people can say that. I read the FIFA KISS file. I looked at independent opinions from other football organizations, and pretty much everything that you know to be stereotypical of him, I read and found none of them to have any sense, any semblance of truth. And I encourage each and every one of you listening today and afar, please do your own research. So many times people are smeared for political reasons, for personal reasons, and because they have power over the media, right? Once again, going back to our media agencies being very ethical and serving the people and not who puts money in their pocket, we have to do a better job at going beyond the headlines. When you see something, you read something, go beyond that for your own self, for your own sanity.
So my question, the guy got to bring Kev in. So let's stick with your political leader for, I don't know. Let's spend some time on him because you just getting to know him.
Yeah.
Since you brought up the FIFA conversation, did FIFA ban him?
According to the media, right? That was the reports. That FIFA banned him.
According to FIFA, what you researched, did they ban him?
Well, according to the results from their arbitration, let me go into the results, right? Or let me go into.
No, you can answer the first question, then we'll go into the result because you said.
Well, I already did, right?
Like, but you said somebody misled the folks.
No, according to the output from FIFA, right? According to the output from FIFA, they said they banned him and they fined him 500,000 Swiss franc, right? So let me dispel that. Right? Let me dispel that. When I read the case file, the allegation was misappropriation of funds, and the fine was 508,000. So I started to understand. Okay, does the allegation right meets whatever the fine that has been allocated is? The allegation goes back to $50,000 that FIFA said in 2019 they give. The LFA, the Liberia Football Association, for Ebola. $50,000 that FIFA gave LFA for Ebola in 2019. Right before this, right before these allegations were made, FIFA wanted to usurp CAF, the African Football Federation. And as you know, all of the football heads for the African countries become executive members of CAF because CAF is an autonomous agency for African football. So they all have executive seats. I hope you're following.
Sure,
FIFA
I'm listening to you.
went to CAF and said, CAF, we want to put you on a FIFA. And he was among one of the fewest voices who stood up and said, absolutely not. And we object to that. CAF is autonomous. CAF is generating revenues. CAF is becoming profitable without FIFA. There is no reason why CAF should go under FIFA. At the time, their Secretary General, Fatima Soumoro from Senegal, was the FIFA Secretary General. FIFA was imposing on CAF to install her as the head of CAF. And he said, no, we would never allow this. Our African Football Federation must remain autonomous. We're not going to subject this organization to FIFA colonial power. It's not going to happen. We need our sovereignty.
So our question. So let me interrupt you. Right?
No,
Listen,
just quickly. I'm about to wrap up because this is very important, right? And so he didn't stop there. He objected to them. He stood up to them, and he booked a flight to Switzerland to lodge their complaint. When he got there, 2 days after, FIFA came out with the allegation. And even before he went to lodge the complaint, FIFA said to him, if you try it, we're going to smear you. We're going to crush you. And he did not pay attention to that. Now, see the bravery, the courage.
So I have to interrupt you.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Because the reason why we're going to push you today, because when I spoke to Musa, Musa said you're that person, that spokesperson. So it will be better that you come with everything to either make or break CMC when you're speaking. You just said, Musa told you, FIFA said X, Y, and Z, but you got no paper on FIFA saying that if you come to Switzerland, we will spell your reputation. You got nothing on FIFA saying that. I'm not here to defend FIFA, but I'm trying to get into your mindset because on your intro, you said the reporters, the media should be accurate, shouldn't be in someone's pocket. You didn't give anything direct to show that FIFA told Musa we will spell your reputation. Okay. But you heard that from Musa. Am I correct?
So of all the things that I just said, you hone in on that. Now, this was a private conversation.
No, we having a conversation. Let
me clarify. This was a private conversation that I was not the fly on the wall, right? This is what was related. Now, let me tell you why it makes sense, right? Let me make my case. Give me the floor. Let me make my case.
That's your show. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. So then he flies to Switzerland. He makes this very public spectacle about what FIFA is trying to do and how CAF is going to object to it. He's going to lead that charge. FIFA comes up with an allegation 2 days later and says that $44,000 of the $50,000 allocated to the LFA for Ebola funds had disappeared. And him being the head of LFA at the time, he must have misappropriated the funds. Now, these funds, being a health donation, had to go through the Red Cross, the UNHCR, right, in collaboration with the Liberia Football Association. So this was the allegation that FIFA came up with, that $44,000, not even the whole $50,000, $44,000 of the $50,000 disappeared from the account that they transferred the money to. So it must be him who took the money. This was after he publicly stood up to them. And let me tell you the structure. He then went back to FIFA and said, you know what? If you accuse me of this, make it public. Release your evidence to the public. Let's have a public hearing. Let this be trial in a public court. FIFA objected to that. And they instead subjected him to arbitration. Now, my lawyers out there, you understand what arbitration is. Arbitration is supposed to be this independent setting where you attempt at resolving an issue prior to it being blown out of proportion, or it can be a substitute for like a legal court, right? So FIFA model of resolving this was arbitration. FIFA picked the judge, FIFA picked the setting, FIFA picked the jury, and FIFA is the one bringing the allegation against this person. And he has objected and said, let's do this in public hearing. And they said no. Instead, they picked the judge, they picked the setting for the arbitration, and pick the jury. So you tell me, Stanton, you tell me, Kev, you tell me the Liberian people, right? You tell me, Gibson, someone accused you of stealing door. You say, I didn't steal the door. If you have evidence I stole the door, put it to the public. The person said, no, but you stole my door. How do you get a fair trial when the person picks the judge, the person picks the jury, the person picks the setting? Pretty much tell me, I pose this to the Liberian people. I'm not going to answer that question for you people. Put yourself in that shoe and tell me if you are to get a fair trial out of that. And then they say you stole 44,000, but then they charge you, they fine you 500,000 francs, which is equivalent to 508,000 US dollars. For 44,000, why are you fining me for 508,000? If only you're not doing that to silence me.
Thank you, Fanta. We got Kev Hassan, we got Gibson Jerry. It's going to be a beautiful show. Again, we're just warming up. Share the show, invite somebody. We got Madam Fanta Kamar here, spokesperson and chief strategist for CMC. I'm going to ask my last question, and we're going to give the floor to Kev Hassan, and here comes Gibson Jerry. I'm kind of confused, and maybe we'll come back to this. Do you have any evidence? Musa, show you any documentation of anything you just said?
You know, Stanton, I'm really glad we're having this conversation because this is important for journalists, right? Do your research. It is out there. I guarantee you, do a simple, anyone for that matter, do a simple Google research. I will send you the analysis that I did, right? But you right now, you can go to Google, do your own research, pull the case file. Don't take Musa's word for it. I didn't take Musa's word for it. Musa said,
I asked an open question because
the evidence is on the internet. It's you know, in this age of digitization, right? In this age of information is not the thing that we don't have access to. It's very accessible. It's there.
Fanta, you said a lot of stuff that that is not on the internet.
It is because that's where I found it from. It's on the internet.
Please allow me to finish. The issue about the allegation against Musa is almost 6-7 years. Yeah. We've been back and forth with this thing. But for you to say, Musa told them, say, okay, bring up your allegation, show me your documents. Don't settle me. I'm asking for this kind of information because you said Musa told you. He challenged them, put out the information. I'm willing to go to court. Did he give them any written documentation, informing them that put out the information, I'm not guilty, or he just told you? You said on the other hand of the conversation that Musa said, well, they say, oh, you come into Switzerland, if you tell on us, we will spill your name, we will tarnish your reputation. Did FIFA say that? Because you're doing the analysis now. You're researching. I'm just trying to know from you. Did FIFA say that? Did you find that in any of the documentation online? That if Musa, you come to Switzerland, will tarnish your reputation, or this will only Musa speaking to you?
So if you understood what I said, I was very clear that I did not just take Musa's word from it. Part of my role as a leader outside of CMC, before CMC, is to be diligent. Because when I make decisions, I'm making decisions for often millions of people. Therefore, my own investigative capabilities, right, led me to doing my independent investigation by reading the case file, which is online, right? By reading independent football journalists, right, opinion about the situation, which is also online. Those impressions included FIFA approach, which had resonance of colonialism. I hope you understand that. When I concluded on my research and spoke with Musa to get his side of the story, it confirmed what I had already concluded.
Okay.
So the information is there. You don't need to take it from me. The analysis I just provided, right, about how FIFA being the judge, the jury, right, and picking the setting, you tell me if you accuse someone of something and you control how that thing gets litigated, right? If that person gets a fair trial. And if you said you convicted him, like, why isn't he in prison?
So let me. I mean, we got to move on.
Let's not.
I gotta bring that. Fanta. Is Musa still banned? Is Musa still banned by FIFA? Is he still on the punishment yet? Is he still banned?
Do your research. What I have to say to you is that it was a smear campaign. It was propaganda that was propagated by the Unity Party, that was propagated by FIFA, and the information is on the internet.
So FIFA,
you can find it as well.
Okay, all right. So I'm asking a simple question: is he still banned?
I'm saying do your own research.
So you cannot answer
it was a smear campaign. It was a smear
campaign. So you cannot answer whether Musa is still banned, right?
Stanton, call FIFA. FIFA orchestrated.
I'm asking you. You did all the research.
It was fake news. That's what I will tell you. He did not do what they accused him of. I challenge FIFA anytime, any day, any place to provide public evidence, to back the evidence publicly of the $44,000 funds that they said he misappropriated. That's what I would say to this topic. Now let's move on. He's not guilty.
So you are not answering the question whether he's still banned. So listen. We're gonna move on, but we can ask you the question. You choose to answer or not is up to you.
What I said,
because you are the guest. You are the guest. But you cannot tell the nation after doing all your research whether Musa is still banned. You choose not to answer that. Kev, let me bring you on and we'll go to Brother Gibson. It's going to be a wonderful show, folks. We are here. We have Fanta Kamar, spokesperson and chief strategist for CMC. Welcome to the show. Please share the program and let just be a blessing to someone out there. Kev Hassan.
Let me say hi. Fanta, how are you, my dear?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
I'm fine. I admire you. I think you are added value towards the CMC. Let me say this. You are correct because I did my research myself a couple of years back. There is nothing on Musa. That everything that is out there in the public is false. We witnessed the if I stand to be correct, I tell you about the Obama administration banned a lot of folks from FIFA. Am I correct?
Hmm?
Yes, a lot of for corruption. Musa's name was not among them. Am I correct?
That's correct. And for those who want to believe that he's still banned, the fact that he can travel freely to the U.S.
Yes.
and
exactly.
No, but wait.
Hey, let me ask you.
Let me ask you a question. Don't interrupt me. Let me ask you a question.
You either answer the question or you don't answer the question. If you want to answer the question, answer it.
Yeah, but that's I mean,
but let you draw our sister's phone back. Stop back.
Let me ask you a question.
She said she left for you to ask question. Go ahead. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm asking the question because there's a lot of falsehood going on in Liberia, and we got to be careful the nation we want to build here, and Panta, I will tell you, I'm a part of the CDC. I support George Manawia, and the reason I support George Manawia is because of tangibles. And what I'm hearing from you, the reason you're supporting Musa is because of tangibles. And let me say one of the thing I saw Musa. Election is 2029, and I'm seeing what Musa doing. He building bridges. He helping our people. And
also, you ask a question, you make the rule and say we shouldn't explain, we should ask question. Now you're gonna ask my own thing that question. We gotta allow Fanta to explain. If you want to celebrate Musa, wait when she leave, then you can celebrate Musa. So can you ask your question, please?
I'm going there, but I have to
ask the question, man.
I have to say it because I'll listen to Fanta. She check all the boxes, and that's why I'm going. So right now, and I understand that he's supposed to do some stuff in my game outside Nima. not only Nimba. So that means that he going around the country to help well going in the country. My question to you, I said it and I actually because of tangible. My question to you, I want you to expand on some of the things project that Musa is undertaking because I know he going to Magibi, I know he doing in Nimba, I know Musa doing around the country. I want you to expand on that because some of my case study I did about Musa saying doing a lot of and things for our people and you make a measure that he's not one of the politicians waiting for election to do it. He doing it now. I want you to speak on that.
Yeah, I think is evident, right? From his immense impact in Nimba to even in Cape Mount right now. He's doing a road project in Cape Mount that I have no idea about. He's active in Margibi and among so many other things. There is a slew of projects that are in the pipeline to be rolled out continuously, right, throughout the rest of this year, into next year, and the following year. So when I say that he's not waiting for elections, from Monterado to Cape Mount to Nimba to Margibi, the list is endless. This movement with this leadership, it's not your average politician. Simply put, we are talk and do. No one else can say the same thing. So when I say that he stands for something and this movement is principled, that's exactly what I mean by that. You should see the role that he's doing in Cape Mount. You know what? Maybe when the rain stop, you guys you're free to do a tour. We'll invite you, on a tour of the projects that we're currently doing while not waiting for elections because the Liberian people deserve services now, not promises, right? That will never be implemented after election. And it's amazing. I'm just really, really honored that he reached out to me to be a part of this because I'm not a politician. I would never call myself a politician. But what I will say is that I'm a servant leader. And for me, seeing is believing. If I don't see it and you're just telling me how good of a plan you have, I don't buy it, right? I speak to executives like all the time, world leaders. And so I'm not moved or impressed by those caliber of people, by what they say. I'm moved by their actions. And that's what differentiates him because he has not just been able to talk about it, but I also see it as well.
Let me ask you my second question. I'm
Mhm.
saying I've seen a witch hunt against Musa from this government, going after his businesses, suppressing him. What say you about our country that one cannot hold their position in order to speak freely and be who you are, and then this government is going after him and witch hunting him. What say you?
You know, we as Liberians need to wake up. The youth needs to wake up. The Gen Zs needs to wake up. The people of Liberia needs to wake up and get rid of these political mafias. We need to get rid of these mafias who have held our country hostage to any type of development. They talk about solving corruption, they talk about their arrest agenda, and none of what they talk about they have been able to do. You can track. But when you have someone who's trying to do something, they want to denigrate them, right? They want to discourage them, they want to oppress them, they want to show them, oh, you think you can do this, we'll show you. The Liberian people don't care for that. The Liberian people don't care for your mafia policies. The Liberian people don't care for your corrupt nature. The Liberian people care about results. And they can do whatever they want. They can continue to target him, target his business, target the movement, target whatever they want to target. When God has designated something, the devil cannot even stop it. So I will say to them, your effort will be fruitless. You might make cause very temporary inconveniences, but it's just that. I guarantee you, because the devil is a liar. The movement that is coming upon Liberia is the yellow revolution. The yellow revolution is going to turn things upside down for the betterness and the welfare of the Liberian people. So these political mafias, their time is temporary. Cause your temporary inconveniences, the Liberian people see right through you. We see right through you. Do whatever you want. Look, if you get ready to like fight a lion, you better know like where you stand. You better know where you stand, because that lion is a creation of God. You who serve something else, because you don't serve God. Because if you serve God, you will do right by the people whom voted you into power. But the fact that you focus your effort on bringing someone else's down to show that you have power is a form of cowardice, frankly, and is weakness. And they're just wasting their time. That's what I would say to that. And we as a people have to truly move away from denigrating intellectuals, right? And putting on pedestals, right? These thieves, right? These thieves essentially, and not put people on pedestals who actually do for us. They actually say what they're gonna do and they do it. We need to stop that. We should not be fooled by their antics, because trust me, it is absolutely temporary and it's not going to make any little infraction. Not at all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Fanta. Folks out there, again, we have Fanta Kamar. If you're on the radio, she's the spokesperson and chief strategist for CMC. We want to say it's always good having her in studio. We're going to bring in our brother Gibson Jeru. Gibson?
Fanta Kamara.
Yes,
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, good.
Wait. Gibson, wait. So you got a problem with me. You keep on the show. I spoke to you in Mandingo. You said we should move on.
This is not Mandingo. This is not Mandingo. This is Arabic. This is Arabic.
Yeah, my business, my business. Now, Gibson came on the show. He's speaking whatever dialect, and you answer him.
But it's
so
not
now, and then language, dialect, whatever it is. But you're saying something that is not English, okay. Arabic, and whatsoever. You are saying something that is not English, and that's wrong. But okay. Gibson, go ahead.
My apologies, Tenten. Nisoma, right? That's how you say good morning in Mandingo. It's Nisoma. Nisoma, right? It's Nisoma.
Thank you.
Now
we're on track.
You okay now? It's okay.
I'm okay now. Thank you. We're on track.
You said Tama today.
Tama today.
How you doing?
Tama today. How you doing? Yes.
Right? Okay.
Okay. So, Hey, Mina Willie. Look, I'm going to ask some simple questions, but they are not as simple as they may sound. So, you are the spokesperson and chief strategist. Did you apply for this position?
I did not.
So, how did you get it?
It was through understanding doing a gap analysis, frankly.
Okay. So, were you given a special checklist, a quota for your job, like what you expect to achieve in this position?
Absolutely, clearly defined. And the overall objective is flipping the script.
So, could it be the best way to hire a high-profile person like that? Not applying, not sending a resume, not sending a curriculum vitae, and you are appointed. Could it be the best way to proceed?
So, as you know, people are recruited all the time. Recruitment is actually a preferred method because the person you're already familiar with the person's work. You're familiar with their skill sets. You've had your time to do some research, and therefore you recruit the person. So it is absolutely normal if you identify a skill set that is a gap within your entity to fill that gap. You invite that person for a conversation to further confirm, right, their skill set, And once it's confirmed, you have a conversation about an interest of joining or not.
Is that a modus operandi for employment or for hiring within a party range?
Well, I would say we employ a variety of methods, right? There are times because I have been very visible, so it was easier to reach out to me. There are positions that are being advertised, right, to be filled, and we're constantly encouraging people who have a special skill set that can be very valuable to the movement to absolutely join, right, and have a conversation. We have a conversation, and if there's an alignment, absolutely. Look, we're not here to marginalize anyone, and we're not here to employ any type of favoritism or what have you. So if that's what you're getting at, we're here.
No, that's not what I'm getting at.
But let me just finish. We're here to
go ahead.
We're here to attract the best people, and therefore it can be done in two ways. So you can either be recruited, right, or you can offer your skill sets, and those are primarily the two ways, like right now. And then there are positions that are advertised.
So were you interviewed?
I would say, yeah. Yeah.
Were you interviewed by Mr. Ability, or were you interviewed by a team, or who interviewed you?
By him, so by Honorability himself, and then eventually met the team, and they also vetted me, which I think was the right way.
So who do you report to?
The PL, Mr. Ability.
So what happened to the executive committee?
Well, we all work like as a team, but my role as a chief strategist, I report to him.
So you don't report to the executive committee?
Is that the structure?
Is that a structure?
I'm asking you because like you seem to know something that I don't know. So like, is that the structure?
I know that CMC has an executive committee.
Okay, so as a
I want to know.
As a company has a CEO, you have people who report directly to the CEO. You have people who report to executive bodies. You have people who report to other managers. I don't see the structure being any different. I happen to report directly to him. I work with members of the executive team, but my report is directly to him.
Are you a member of the executive committee?
I would consider myself that.
Did they tell you that you are a member of the executive committee?
Well, the fact that I report to him,
absolutely. But listen, let me move to the Labyrinth issue.
Context, like around your question.
Let me move to the Labyrinth issue here, Gibson. I mean, to answer, she was saying her 2 hours, and she was saying the rest of the channel, please. I wanted to talk about a lot of people watching the show, Fanta, and a lot of folks joining us that I know in Labyrinth. So let's get into the juice and the importance of your presence on screen.
I was moving towards something very significant, but I would like to come back on the second note. The reason I'm asking this question, when Chairman Benedict came on yesterday, he talked about a new paradigm that the party is offering. You came on today, you talk about a new paradigm. You didn't use the word paradigm, but you were talking about the shift dynamics to walk away from the old order and introduce new ideology. But what I'm hearing now, the process of your hiring seems to be that the same old paradigm. There's not a competitive note put out there and say, hey, we are looking for someone who will serve as a spokesperson, and the group of people come and they interview and they pick you based on your skill set. So that's why I'm asking this question. But I want to move away and go back to, let me give Sandra the chance.
If I said that I was recruited and I said that I had a conversation with the team, how is that not in alignment with what he said? That I met with the body of a team, had a conversation with them after my initial, conversation with him. So why would that not be in alignment? So I'm interested in what you're driving at, because I think let's really like root that out, right?
So how many women are in the executive committee?
Is this a test question? I'm sorry. I would not.
You are,
this.
Madam Kamara, Madam
I will
Kamara,
not subject
Madam Kamara,
myself like to your multiple
Madam
choice
Kamara.
questions. If
You
you
are
have
the
you can say it.
spokesperson. You are the spokesperson of the party. As a spokesperson, you have a huge responsibility. If any question we ask or we have, you will respond to that. Maybe ability may not. So I wanted to know, we are going to another party, or we are introducing another party to the Liberian people with a paradigm shift. How many women do you know are part of the executive committee of CMC?
We have a very diverse group of executive members. I'll say that to you. With women constantly joining. Right now, I know at the top of my head, definitely like over 5 women who hold executive positions within the movement. So if you have a question or you want to add additional context to that question, let's do that. I mean, number of this or that, like what is the significance of that? Because all of that information is visible to the public. We are a diverse movement who absolutely honors everyone, irrespective of gender, religion, age, and what have you. And you will also find that there's a mixture of young and different generations. So you have millennials, you have Gen Zs, you have pre-boomers, and you have boomers. You have males, you have females. You have Muslims, you have Christians.
Well, I really don't really care about the Christian and the religious part.
No,
I'm fine with everything about that. I'm really fine with that.
The diversity.
The reason I'm taking you on this lane is that when you are forming a new party after all of the observation in our Liberian political setting and knowing all the deficits of the representation of women in authority and the youth and all of that. And when a new party is coming and say, look, we're not going to do the things that other people have done that made them to fail, that made them to overlook certain things, certain elements of our society, then it brings me to ask this question because I want to see a fair representation of women in the leadership of the CMC. We have not seen a published list of the CMC. Most of the people that are leaders of the CMC seem to be men. You are the first female that I know that is in high position. So can you help me? Do you know any other woman?
Have you visited the website?
Do you know any other woman like you in high position?
I just answered your question.
I'm on the website right now as I speak with you.
Okay, so how many women do you see on there?
I don't see any woman. I only see you alone.
That is incorrect.
How many women there?
We have over 5 women and counting. And counting. So that's an irrelevant question. The diversity for the party is there. I don't want us to make that a focus point. I think we're taking away time from the issues that the Liberian people really care about.
So diversity question is
yes, when we come back to you, you can continue. Let's move on. We have another segment here. Let me come back to you, Fanta. Fanta, you came up strong against Unity Party and CDC. Of course, 12 years of Unity Party. You must have served as one of the campaign manager or chairperson. Musa worked under that government. What happened to Liberia today, if you attribute that to the 12 years of Unity Party first, before we come to CDC? You think you're going to blame Musa also? Should he take some blame? Yeah.
I think right after the war, he saw he responded like most of us did. He responded to a call to join hands and work with Liberia to make Liberia better, to rehabilitate Liberia. I responded to a similar call. I mean, you guys are familiar with my story with Zoomlion and how Zoomlion colluded, or the Liberian government colluded with Zoomlion. After Ellen Johnson's relief, right, flew across the world and called Liberians to come back and join hands in working together to build Liberia. So I would say that he did a similar call. But just as and he's not his situation is not isolated. There are many of us who heeded that call from the first president that held 12 years, right? And we were met with strong disappointment, gross disappointment, absolute abuse of power. So do we have a responsibility in working with such a person because we wanted to make Liberia better? Okay. But at the end of the day, the difference between us, the difference between anyone who heeded the call of the previous UP administration led by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and those who continue to stay there is that we woke up and said, you know what? This is making absolutely no sense, and the Liberian people do not deserve this. We must move away from this, and we must do better, and then hold them accountable.
So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to take this away from you. I love to put this on Musa. When did he wake up? After Ellen left power?
What point are you driving at, Denton?
Exactly the same point. We are on the same right here.
The point is that he left. Did he
when?
not?
When?
Did he? That's irrelevant. Did he?
No, it is not. No, it is not. Because the reason why it is not irrelevant, you're trying to set a buffer here. Fanta, 1 minute, I'm begging you. Okay. You're trying to make a case to the Liberian people. You are selling them something. And your political leader, yes, you are. Oh no, you're a spokesperson. You are selling them something.
I'm not selling anything. I'm speaking exactly as it is. I'm speaking matter of fact. I'm not selling anything.
Oh yeah, but in this level you are, because you want them to buy into your belief that Musa should be that next person. And he's a good guy. And that's what we have in this conversation. But Musa served 12 years with Madame Sirleaf. We can come back from Sawyer and the rest of them. I'm asking you, say he woke up, saying that he has been transformed by something. When did he wake up? When was that? He woke up after Madame Sirleaf left 2017. He woke up while she was leaving. He woke up when Joey came in power. When did Musa realize that he was under the most corrupt government in the history of Africa? When? And when did he wake up?
That realization was very gradual. He's not going to deny the fact that he did partner with them, right, for the betterness of the Liberian people, right? That was the motivating factor. The fact that he woke up and formed a movement, right, to ensure a better Liberia and the welfare of all Liberians, that should be the point of focus. It's not the fact that he was there, right? So many of us were there, including myself, including so many other people. They left when they saw that it was not serving the Liberian people. And therefore, that's the point we ought to be focused on. When you know something is wrong, do you sit there, right? Do you sit there, even if it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, do you sit there endlessly, or at some point you wake up and you say, you know what? This is not the place for us.
Listen, I really admire your energy and everything you are saying, Fanta. But it would be so important when you go out there.
What are you looking for? A timeline? I don't have a timeline for you, if that's what you're looking
for. No. But hold on, sister. You answer and I will stay asked, right? We agreed that Madame Sirleaf, 12 years, he was still sleeping. Did he wake up under George Manawia 6 years too? Or he was still sleeping too? 6 years under George Manawia. Will he still asleep under George Manawia?
You're missing the point of all of this. When if you're looking for a timeline, when Musa is on, you can pose those questions to him. I'm here to let you know that at the end of the day, this movement of the Citizen Movement for Change, the CMC, is here to transform Liberia into the Liberia that we all know that we deserve, right? With people who have always been Liberia first and working with existing entities to ensure just that. He mentioned this yesterday about the same reason why he wasn't going to run for re-election for representative. When you find a system that is so corrupt and you give it your all, day in,
it's unfair. And I talked to him. Go ahead.
Yeah, because this is important, right? when you are dedicated to something, when you're committed to something, and you give it your all, your time, your energy, your resources, time and time again. Maybe the first time it fails, right? You pick yourself back up and you say, you know what? We're going to try again. Let me support this effort. You support it. It fails. At some point, you have to say, okay, if I'm truly serious about what it is that I want to do, this transformation that is going to generate the level of benefit that the Liberian people truly deserve, you have to break away from the pack.
I agree.
Did he not do that?
I agree, Fanta, and that's
why. Did he not do that?
Fanta, I agree with what you're saying.
And that's why. Did he not do that?
Fanta, hold on now, and that's why we are having this conversation. I know Musa. You came up to say at some point in Musa's life, he realized the country was on the wrong track. Liberians listen to you. A lot of people, indeed, they have come to that Jesus moment or that Muhammad moment and say, you know what, I'm wrong. I need repentance here. I need repentance here. And maybe Musa have repented. My question to you, when? I wanted to attend the ceremony.
Okay.
I wanted to be there when they were baptizing him politically. But I have not heard anything. Yeah, politically. I have not heard anything about Musa being transformed. Yes, one issue. You cannot tell me whether he got transformed prior to Madam Saleh leaving office because he was there to the end. You will not tell me whether Musa got transformed prior to Jowiah leaving office because he was there to the end. Musa just got transformed when Jose Yuma Bouaka took office. Is that so?
I think that's incorrect. And let me tell you why it's incorrect. Let me tell you why it's incorrect. As you all know, Mr. Gibson does, Kev does, myself, anyone who's been associated with something, dedicated to something, has a certain character, right? That maybe is not the best, right? It's a gradual process for that transition to happen. You know this very well. It doesn't happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. In order to get to a point where you essentially cut that ties, you cut the umbilical cord, the process must have started years prior. Look, let me give myself as an example. I used to be an international model. I never wore a hijab, right? I've always been a Muslim. Let's really reduce this to our personal experiences because we all have had them and continue to have them. When someone wants to change something, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, right? I never wore a hijab. Maybe about, I would say 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 7, 8 years ago, I was working for Bank of America. You all know Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Fortune 500 company. There was the month of Ramadan. And previously, I had worked for the Estee Lauder companies. I had worked for some very reputable firms. And that Ramadan, every Ramadan, I remember I always wear hijab. And then after Ramadan, I would take it off, right? Of course, I'm trying to be a better human being and be better on my deen. And I remember this one Ramadan, when I wore my hijab, one of the managers came in and she said to me, "Oh, we don't do that here." And I said, "Do what?" This was a regional manager who was visiting for the first time, and I was engaging with her for the first time. And I said, "You don't do what?" And she said, "Oh, you're not allowed to wear that." And I said, "That referring to my head scarf?" And she said, "Yeah, even there was a Pakistani girl who used to wear it, and we told her she could no longer wear it." And I was baffled by this. Mind you, I never permanently wore hijab. So I didn't stop there. I went above her and I went to the executive above her. And I waited for it to be in a forum and I asked them with other executives and other members of the team. I said, "Does the bank not allow Muslims to wear hijab? Are we not allowed to uphold our Islamic or religious beliefs?" And this was her boss. You know what he said to me in front of all of his peers? He said, "Fanta, I don't know where you heard that, but at this bank, we absolutely encourage diversity." From there on, I knew, even though I had my own personal struggle, right, as a growing Muslim, right, I had to make this transformation. This was the moment for me, even though I had been thinking about it years to come into this space. This, I felt, was the moment where I said, you know what? I'm going to permanently wear the hijab. After thinking about this, like maybe 5, 6, 10 years prior, this moment had to happen where I was like, no, this is today I become better. I become more modest. I wear my religion on my sleeve. So you have your own story. Mr. Gibson has his own story. The average Liberian has their own story. Whether it's moving away from drugs, whether it's committing crime, whether it's alcohol, whether it's building a better relationship with your family, it doesn't happen overnight. We think about it, we put things in motion to make it happen, and then we make it happen. Some of us, it takes 1 week. Some of us, it takes 10 years. Some of us, it takes 20 years. The point is that, do we make the change or we stay in the same situation? And we make the change. And that's what differentiates us from those who remain there. That's the point I'm trying to drive to you. So if you're looking for me to say, Musa knew overnight or Musa knew January 1st, you will not get that from me. Let's focus on the message of why I'm here.
That's
right?
part of the message, Fanta.
Well,
that's part of the message.
I just said to you,
and
right?
I listen to your story.
It's a process.
And now I agree with you. It's a process. But when the process begins, when did Musa take the first step? I mean, it's the second question that you cannot answer. So I will move to the rest of the guys because maybe my question.
Are you saying that he was part of the CDC government?
The reason why I'm asking you this question. Was
Musa part of the CDC government?
Excuse me?
Was Musa part of the CDC government?
You will be the best person to ask. You are the spokesperson.
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
Okay. But I would tell you though. Musa can tell you very well. His best friend, that George Manawia, he worked with him for 6 years.
Did he work for George? Yeah, he did not. He was not part of CDC.
So with that, the reason why I'm asking you, right? And at the end of the day, when people say, okay, Musa supported Madam Salif. Madam Salif had 12 years. Under George Manawia, Musa worked along with President Weah. In the second round, Musa supported President.
Right?
Okay, in the second round, Musa supported President Weah. He voted for President Weah in the second round, right? He said it. I'm not going to beat on Musa on this show. I want to give you the time to explain to the Liberian people who is Musa Bility and how well you can sell him. My work is for me to ask you the question. Let me move to the last part because I got to bring Kev Hassan, your brother now.
Musa did not work for CDC. Musa supported Weah, or he endorsed Weah against the UP. He did not work for CDC. I want to make that very clear. So let's not misinform the Liberian people. So he didn't work for the CDC government and he worked for the UP government. That's inaccurate. He worked with the Madam Salif association or administration, not for the CDC government. Let's clarify.
Okay. Musa voted for President Weah. Am I correct?
I don't know what vote he casted. I wasn't in the room when he went
Musa said he voted for President Weah. Since you didn't know, let me tell you what he said. He said he voted for President Weah. That's why I asked you the question. At what time in Musa's life he came to the Jesus movement? He came to the God movement for transformation, to be the newborn creature. But I will leave it like that, and the Liberian people are listening. Musa is doing a lot of good work gesture, a lot of stuff he's doing, and I applaud him for that. But also, you're setting that gap, and you are saying, well, we are here to change the country. Most recently, Musa agreed to be a deputy speaker on the Unity Party ticket. Point number 3, Gibson, are you following? He said on the show yesterday, he accepted to be a deputy speaker on the Unity Party ticket, but they didn't win. You think Musa would have this transformation if he were to be a deputy speaker on the Unity Party ticket?
Absolutely. And I'm sure
you're still going to be having a CMC and fighting against the government. Is that what you're saying?
So let's look at his record right? Since being in the House, and I'm not going to go too much into that. Let's look at his record since being in the House. This is someone whom I said I considered because I saw that he was principled. I saw that he was serious about what he was saying when he mentioned transformation, and I saw that transformation. So I didn't just take his word for it. I saw what he was doing. This is someone who, since becoming a part of the legislative, have been pushing for transformation and have been met with significant pushback from those mafia lawmakers. This is someone who is pushing for auditing, right, the lawmakers to ensure there is traceability to their wealth. How is it that you couldn't even afford gas for your generator, and you get into the legislation overnight, you become a millionaire? The Liberian people need to be able to trace the wealth of their so-called representative and senators who represents them. He's calling for that. So with this type of record, someone who's calling for transparency, someone who's calling for transformation, and you see the political hit he's taken, right? They're coming after him personally, they're coming after his business. You ask the question, had he when he made the alliance, if he had the right intention to bring the transformation that he's pushing now, my response to you would be absolutely yes. Because if you're calling for this level of transparency, again, including yourself, you're not saying omit me, right? Like audit the lawmakers with the exception of me. You're saying audit the entire lawmakers. Why is that an objection to that? So it once goes back again to his principled nature. When he says he's about transformation, he's about change, he's about transparency and good governance, I believe that. Not because he said it, based on his actions. So I'll ask you, Stanton, based on those actions, do you believe that he is for transformation and change, or you don't?
I don't think you want me to answer sincerely. So
I
I'll go to
do.
Kev to ask you your question. You don't want me to answer. Musa, my friend. Musa and myself, I'll always have him in studio and I will ask him those questions. But again, we want to bring in Kev Hassan, Gibson, Jerry. Folks, we're going to spend another whenever Fanta want to leave because the ambassador Sharif, I believe he's on his way or we're calling on his phone once he called me. But we're so happy to have Fanta here on a beautiful Sunday. Now, we ain't get into the part yet about the CMC. They are doing some good stuff. And I want to really go into that. But let's speed on Musa first. When we clear that dust and we're going to get into the main juice of CMC. Kev Hassan, Kev, can we just leave you alone and go to Gibson? Because we understand where you're coming from. Fanta, that your sister. And you know,
Definitely. Let Cap Hassan win. Let Cap Hassan win.
No,
Yeah, I said, come after me. Come after me.
You get your time. You get your time. You get your time. You get your time. But let me go. Let me say this, right? As a member of the CDC, part of the CDC, know about CDC. Musa never worked with us. No. Yes, second round, he endorsed us, and that's what they do. But there's never worked with us, so we know that. But let me ask you this, Fanta. And I've seen a lot of women empowerment within the CMC. I've seen you. I've seen Dr. Francine, and I've seen Grace Goa and Wadi Power, and I've seen a lot of women empowerment in different positions globally.
Kev named almost 5 women now, Kev. You were just asking Fanta. Kev named 5 women already.
I said over 5, and there are absolutely more. So
there's more.
Yeah,
there's more women. There's more women in the CMC. And I am not talking about maybe just the women with caliber, intelligent women who understand the the suffering masses, what happening in Liberia, some like you, Dr. Richardson and other. I want you to expand. I want you to speak on that. Why you guys are focusing on the empowerment of women?
Yeah. See, see what? So what is so funny sentence?
No, somebody talking in my ear. It's not for you. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to go ahead. Yeah,
Very,
you want to ask about it. Why
very
the empowerment of women?
let's refocus. Let's refocus the discussion, right? So, you know, Kev, that's a good question because, and the point that you made, it not just we're not just adding women for the sake of adding women, right? Or ensuring a fair representation just to meet a quota. It's about identifying women of change, women of principle, women who understands the issue, and at the core, women are nurturers. They are the mothers of the nations, and you can't draft a movement that stands for change and stands for transformation without giving women and elevating them into higher places of power. Um, that's the one thing I have seen in the structure of the CMC, to where women hold very high executive levels. We can't quite say the same for any of the other entities, but it's a core factor for CMC to ensure that level of diversification, but to also not just have women for the sake of having women, but give them positions of power and decision making. And these are women who absolutely understands exactly what we need to do to move our nation forward. And as I mentioned, right, we are absolutely open, and we encourage more and more women to join hands with the CMC. Let your skill sets be known. This is not limited to degree or what have you. Let your skill sets be known and how you can contribute towards this movement in ensuring that we all collectively build a Liberia that we truly deserve.
Let me ask you this: were you at the ceremony, the last gathering that Musa had in Nimba? Were you there?
I was not, but I saw.
Oh, and okay, but let me ask you this: I'm saying there's a fast movement growing with the CMC, with some kind of lightning in pace. Why you think that a lot of people, especially in Nimba, moving towards Musa? Because one thing for me, one thing I said to myself, maybe because of his developmental skill, like helping the people, especially the bridge and all the things that he's doing, stuff that he's doing, because um, he did those things before he announced he was going to form a party. Am I correct? I just want to know, because he did some of those things then before he was announcing and to form a party. So why are people of Nimba, what I'm saying, gravitating and coming towards Musa? Is anything that the people need to know what he's doing? What's the
Yeah,
message?
it's about being intentional, right? It's about being a servant leader. It's about doing for the people before you even ask them for anything, right? Don't go knocking on their doors if you cannot demonstrate what you've been able to do and how you're going to transform their lives. And I think he takes that to heart, and he prioritizes that. And that is a very core formulation of the movement. It's about, right, doing for the people, before you're even asking them to join or to like vote for you, and not just doing, but doing in a way that is transformational. So not just say going and handing them like $1 or a cup of rice, but clearing lands for them to grow rice, right? Clearing them lands for them to grow other agricultural products, building bridges to ensure connectivity, right? Most of these roads, I mean, even in the city, I'm not even talking about the rural area, are disconnected. They're impassable, and people suffer truly during the rainy seasons, where most of their movements are limited to their various communities. And he's been able to demonstrate that. Look, I'm absolutely talking to you, and this is how I demonstrate it, right? This is how I illustrate it, by really investing, putting my own money into these efforts that I know are not just going to serve my community, but they're going to serve the broader community and create social economic empowerment.
So, for Fanta, I beg you, before Gibson come in, let me just readjust some of my question here. Most Liberian, because we do this on this show, they are concerned that Musa doing a lot of good stuff. Look what he intend to do in Bapolo County, what he did in Magibi, talking about Bon County, going back to Nimba. Let's just agree, all this thing is good right now. Can CMC do this till 2029? People are concerned about the funding. Do you think that Musa, I don't know where he getting his money from, because he got some money.
Oh, Stanton, you know where he's getting his money from? Let this go back.
But wait now, let me add my question. But the people are concerned because he bringing in more lawmakers, right? He bringing in some giants. For example, J. Mervyn Cole, Yoba. He went down to bring in, how you call him, Larry Yokwe, the few days, Lawrence Yo. People that know the terrain, especially if you want to grab Nimba. He's digging deeper in Nimba. Can Musa sustain this? What's the game plan? If Musa say, okay, I'm not using my money, why I ask the question? Mr. Cummins King, 2017. Mr. Cummins spent his own money, a lot of his own money. He went to 10%. 2018, 2011 when Mr. Cummins came. 2018, 2017, guess what? 2023, Cummins came down to 1%, plus or minus. Say anything you want to say. Can Musa ride this boat to 2029, spending his own money? Now you're the spokesperson. What's the game plan here?
So I'll tell you that all of this is very intentional, right? He didn't just stump his toe overnight and decide, okay, like I'm going to do this without an actual plan behind it. So there is a very clear intention behind it, and is absolutely continuing to do everything up to 2029. When I say that we're not waiting for elections, this momentum will not be discouraged. Like, it would not be limited. We're going to expand to the other counties. This is going to go beyond Nimba, as you've already seen. We're probably in 5-6 different counties now, including Bapulu and the others that I mentioned, right? Kibmau, Magibi, Monterrado, and the plan is to absolutely continue to expand to all the 15 counties. And it's absolutely going to happen. Look, not to compare to any other entities, because frankly, there's no comparison. The movement of the citizen movement for change, right? The strategies that we're drafting will absolutely be informed first and foremost by the citizens. And it is going to be a living, breathing document that the citizens will be active participants in drafting and having a seat at the table in drafting their own policies and in drafting the changes that they want to see. And then we're going to be informed, right, by those requests or those ideas that they want to see. We're going to take them and implement them. And that, has already started way before this and will continue up to 2029. And that is the plan. And momentum will not stop. We will not be.
I beg you, Gibson, real quick. Okay, let them talk about parties, right? Because Gibson just gave me 1 minute of his time. Let's talk about parties. You got a party right now, Unity Party. The party that just left CDC. You guys claiming a huge, big hell yeah, maybe Majaro. I don't know which one is the tallest right now, but you guys got a long way to go.
I was at Everest, yeah.
Yeah, Mount Everest. No, I want to go to Liberia. Is that what Ogisi Mountain in Liberia? Which one? Which one is the tallest mountain in Liberia, Gibson? You know that. But let's go back to Liberia.
Nima Mountain.
Nima Martin, one of these Martin. You guys got a long way to go, right, Fanta? Musa, CMC running against. Let's talk about Unity Party.
Mm-hmm.
The country to you right now, let's forget about money. Let's forget about everything. What's happening? Let's bring this home, the bread and butter issue. What's happening in Liberia today on the social issues in our country? Speak to it. I'm tired of, going back. Let's speak to the issue of today. What is happening? Why are you so discouraged when you talk about Unity Party of today?
You look at their arrest agenda, and a lot of people had a significant amount of hope that this was going to be a rescue. This was going to truly do that, rescue the people from being disenfranchised, from frankly the conditions that they were in that did not afford them the decency of being human beings, from health to impassable roads, electricity, education, and what have you. And so when they put this agenda together, there was a lot of, I think, hope around it. And people thought, finally, here is someone with so many years of government experience, 40 plus. Wow, we've never had someone like this before. So there's going to be some transformation here. And I think a lot of people were hopeful. But then only to realize when you start with their agriculture, right? Like the first letter of their agenda, the goal was to reduce import by 50%, right? Importation to be reduced by 50%, and then increase local production by 30%. When you check on the progress of that, it is nowhere near that. In fact, importation still remains at 70%. Right, and the goal of increasing local production by 30%. We don't even have an insight into that, and so it's absolutely not happening from my last research. When you look at things like roads and electricity, right? Like they were supposed to build 1,000 kilometers of road. Where is that happening today? And if it is happening, the progress of it, this is supposed to be like a 5-year plan, right? If you look at this realistically, you know that it will absolutely not be accomplished before like this 5 years. They will probably need 50 years to, like, at the pace of which they're going. And I will tell you why is because they're heavily defunded or dependent on donor funds. They lack the capability, the capacity to fully understand the resources that we have been blessed with, right? The natural resources that we have, and leverage those to truly generate the level of revenue that is required to solve some of these, what seem to be very complex problems, into very simple solutions, because it's not impossible. It can absolutely happen. Is the approach that they have taken to it that has created this stall, and we absolutely intend to change that. When you look at how they said they're going to cascade electricity, that has not happened. We know that the progress of that is like less than 30%. And then you get to the other R, right? The rule of law. I mean, the Human Rights Report was just released. We saw how damaging that was, right? For when we talk about things like rule of law, establishing the Economic and War Crimes Court. Where is that today? It has not been established, besides just lip service being given to it. And we know why is that, because a lot of them who would be prosecuted, who would be found guilty, are preventing the establishment of this war crimes court. And the people needs to be reconciled. Reconciliation needs to happen. People need to be held accountable for their crimes, and they need to serve their time. Like, frankly, Ellen Johnson needs to share a cell, right, at The Hague. Right, I'm not sure if right next to Charles, like one.
Are you calling for that? Are you calling for Ellen to go to The Hague?
Absolutely, she should be arrested and go to The Hague. Let me finish though. To their E, right? We've gone to the ARR, and now we're at the education empowerment, like agenda. It's supposed to be free education, but quality education. They have borrowed from we as free education, but have not maintained the quality, or don't know how to formulate the quality. So you have people who are frankly supposed to be attending frequent classes, the youth who are supposed to be attending frequent classes, but face constant disruption, right? Face constant disruption because the quality is just not there. And then you have this right, sanitation and providing water, like access, like to clean drinking water. walk around the city, right? The city is a mess with refuse everywhere. So they've also not accomplished that. And then you get to the trade and tourism. They're supposed to increase tourism, I think, by 50%, create a special economic zones. That has not been done. Let me tell you why, right? Why you ask, when did Musa wake up, or when did the people wake up, those who supported the Unity Party for so long, after seeing time and time again these lip services being given to what have been called, right, developmental agendas, and seeing that they have not gone anywhere and they would never be accomplished. CMC is stepping in to say, let's start with your aid for your agriculture. We know that Liberia produces today upwards 200,000 metric tons of rice, right? That's the biggest importation of food that we have, about 300 million. What you're talking about, increasing production by 30%, we're not just going to increase production by 30%. We can absolutely feed Liberia within 2 years. So this upwards 200,000 metric tons of rice that we're producing today, Liberia still holds 45% of West Africa's rainforest. So our issue is not finding the land to grow more food. Our issue is that is that of the political mafia who has hijacked our economy because they're receiving kickbacks. We can absolutely produce 400, right? 600, which is the demand for Liberia today, 600,000 metric ton of rice Liberians eat every year, right? We can produce that in less than 2 years by clearing the land, by supporting the farmers, by ensuring that we are giving them the right tools, the right seeds, and not poisoning our people with GMO seeds. Let's go to roads and bridges.
Let's break you off. Because
I'm almost done. This is important. Let's go to roads and bridges. As we've been talking about, Musa is doing that right now. The CMC is already doing that. We're not waiting for election. We're not making promises to say we're going to do that. And that's going to be amplified. That is absolutely going to increase. When you talk about rule of law, he preaches today transparency, good governance. That is something that is ingrained within the CMC. And we will continue to perpetrate that and propagate that because the Liberian people need to be reconciled. Too many of us, the youth, childhoods, right, were taken from them due to the civil war that was brought upon us. People needs to be held accountable. The economic and war crimes court will absolutely be established. That will be the difference with the CMC. Let's go to education. Not only are we going to have free education from primary care all the way to undergrad and your first degree, what they have today with 3,500 LD for registration, we're doxing that. When we say absolutely free, it's going to be absolutely free. How do we pay for that? We pay for that with leveraging the excesses from governmental waste today by leveraging the resources that our natural resources that we have by negotiating, right, with our foreign partners from a place of power, not a place of being submissive, but by truly negotiating from a place of power and ensuring whatever contracts we are establishing, most of them they're going to be mutually beneficial to ensure that we pay for these things. So when I say free education, I truly mean primary, secondary, and tertiary. Make no mistake about that. Let's go to the sanitation. You know my background in waste. So we can't even talk about that. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen within a time where they're taking 5 years to do it. It will happen in absolutely 4 times less the time of that. Let's go to trade and tourism. Look at our beaches. I'm from Cape Mount. Have you been to Robertsport? Have you seen the Lake Piso? Why is it so difficult to market it? Rwanda today generates $650 million from tourism. Why is Liberia any different? And I will tell you something. The flight from New York to Rwanda, do you know how long it is? 12 hours, 12 hours plus. From New York to Liberia, it's far less than that. Why have we not understood how to implement strategy or draft strategies to increase revenue in our tourism sector? It's not rocket science. These are not complex problems. They are not being solved for intentional reasons because they're receiving kickbacks. They don't care about the Liberian people. And we say no to that. And we're going to show you that we're going to do it by not waiting for elections or making empty promises. We're gonna do it.
I wish I had you one-on-one, truly one-on-one. But let me go to Gibson because they cannot be a spectator. Listen,
Okay, thank you very much.
I really do like how you went through the arrest. Let's give Gibson a chance to ask question. Gibson.
Thank you very much, Stanton. And let me acknowledge that there is Dr. Francine, who is a global chairperson. There is Alice Bessa, who is National Women Chair. There is Grace Guer, who is the USA Chair. And there is Fatu King, who is Europe Chair. I wonder why you're not part of this nomenclature, but I'm not going to ask a question. I'm going to ask a different set of questions. Is there a quota for all of these executive members, you yourself? Is there certain amount of money that you are taxed to bring as a quota to the party to make the party financially solvent?
Well, I can tell you that this person has been given $10 like to bring or what have you. What I can tell you is that we're drafting a very collective strategy like to ensure that our projects are funded fully. And we're going to be deploying a series of strategies, as a matter of fact, the PO's personal investment, fundraising, and other methods. So I can tell you that.
So besides Musa Belete, who else is spending money in the party?
I cannot tell you right now. What I can say to you is that there will not be any interruptions with the execution of our projects, if that's your concern.
Well, that's not just my concern. That's its Liberian people concern. And Stanton started by asking the other angle of the question, of the issue. The problem with our political parties is that an individual uses his resources, and once he's done, then the political party goes down. They will see the ANC now is having issues with finances because the man who financed it, his money is gone. So is everybody just going to be suctioning on Musability?
I just clearly said to you, we're employing a series of financial support strategies. While he's been the initial investors, those strategies are going to entail fundraising, among others. So I just clearly answer that.
There's no, but have you read the constitution of the party?
What is your question?
Yes or no, ma'am?
Yes, I have. What's your question?
Did the Constitution include any mechanism by which executive members and other leaders to contribute to the financial quota of the party?
What our financial funding strategy is, I just shared with you. And we will be posting, look, let me say this. We will absolutely post these documents of how things are being funded, where the funding is being derived, to once again ensure complete transparency. This will be posted on our website, so you will have the chance to read all of that.
So I don't see any youth leader in the leadership. Do you have youth leaders?
Of course we do. Like, am I not a youth leader?
No, you're not.
Why?
You are. No, you're not. I know you. You're not. I'm talking about.
Wait.
I'm talking about someone.
What do you mean you know me? I'm not. Like, where do you know me?
Jason, be careful, man.
Where do you know me?
The reason I say you are not is because you already have a position as a national spokesperson.
No, but where do you know me from? Like, you know me like I'm not. Like, so please.
I know you. You are national spokesperson. I know you. You are not, because there should be someone responsible for mobilization of youth chair, youth mobilization chair, deputy youth chair, something like that. You are national spokesperson. There are a lot of young people I see doing the program who fit the definition of youth. But if you don't have someone who spearheads that particular part of the party's program, it becomes a deficit. Don't you agree?
I absolutely agree. And I just said to you that we are continuing to formulate our team, including the mobilization teams, right? Right now, we're identifying first and foremost the county chairs, right? as we build that list out, we go to the chair ladies for each of the counties. We then go to the district chairs. They're going to be the youth chairs. So there are absolutely youth who are part of the core team today, right? The core team, they might not be on the website, right? I'm not on the website.
Okay.
They're absolutely part of the leadership team. And we're going to ensure a level of diversification that represents all demographics. So,
okay. Stanton asked a question about Musa Ability's born again starters. He asked a series of questions that were not answered. Whether he was born yesterday, day before yesterday, last year, 2 years ago. Is it a problem from the public relation angle for you to say, oh yes, Musa Ability, this year he believed that what he had been planning to come to fruition, and I think he made a complete turnaround. Couldn't you say that?
Why would it be a problem? Does change happen overnight? It doesn't happen overnight. And I just explained that it's a process. You don't want to accept that it's a process. You want me to give you to say Gibson on January 1st, that's when Musa Ability was born. I cannot say that to you. That's unrealistic. Nobody changes overnight. It's a process. Understand the process. That's what I would say to you.
I don't know born again to be a process. I know it's an instant. It's an event. But let me just push you further. Let me just push you.
Born again is a process, man.
Like, what are you talking about?
You gotta work your way there, small.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor, for like clarifying. Thank you.
I know, Pastor. But I want to get back to the arrest issue again.
But let's stop making me to laugh, man. You want me to ask questions, but you want me to laugh.
We're talking. Why you want me to say January 1st at 9 p.m.? Like I don't have that for you.
So I guess let me ask you a question though. Are you looking that Musa should show you his born again certificate?
Yeah.
That will be on this day, January 10th, 2029. Musa, but let me ask Fanta the question. Fanta,
stand on. Let me just say that. I beg you, please. Let me just say this. Maybe some of these questions I'm asking, maybe it seems odd to her, but these are pivotal questions.
They're not odd. They're rhetorical. I mean,
if Gibson Jeru says today, I believe that Grand Jide is not being led good, so I decide now to put myself forward. People want to know at what point I reach and say, now I want to put myself forward. Was it this year? What is a straw that broke the camel's back? That's what people are looking at. It could be Mr. Ability can say, look, you know what? I've been working with politicians all of these years, but this year, this thing that happened, I believe there's no need for me to continue to put people forward, and I myself will go forward. That is the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's how people begin to know that you are taking the right step rather than say, oh, I wanted to do a long time on that process. So it took 10 years for me to come to this level.
But did he not?
That's what I meant.
He went through his whole process yesterday. He went through the whole process yesterday, as you know, when he saw that things weren't working like one way, he threw his name in the hat, right, to get to the legislative, where usually that's where things changes, right? When you get to the legislative and you become a member, right, you draft policies, you draft laws that often are transformational. But when you get there and you also see that it's a mafia, like what's your next step? And he did cover that yesterday. So I think like you're asking these questions because you want me to show you a certificate. I don't have that for you. What I will say to you is that this is a new movement. This is a movement that the Liberian people desperately need, and it's a movement that is going to be of good governance, transparency, and welfare. That I can say to you.
My last question before I turn to Stanton. Do you believe in Musa Ability?
Yes.
What part of him that you believe?
He's principled.
What principles?
He stands up for what's right. So I believe in that. He believes in God and he stands up for what's right, and he does the right thing. Do you believe in Musa Ability?
I'm a journalist. I can't believe in nobody.
You're right. Actually, I appreciate that. Thank you, Gibson. Thank you. Okay.
Fanta,
let me ask you.
I beg you, Kev. Let me have my 2 or 3 questions in real quick, please. Fanta, let me go back to the bread and butter issue. I'm very, very concerned. Our country is hard. It's very difficult, Fanta. You got family, friends in Liberia. You know how it is. How most I intend to transform these things? Let's take it step by step. The most recent wide result, 1.5% successfully passing all 4 courses. Out of the 1,000, some more 800 students. Can you imagine? And I don't want, listen, everybody know about Musa now. They can take the story of Musa, but I'm asking you, what are they playing here when you talk about education? You was going to it. And what was CMC plan? Do we have anything that we can read on these different major issues that is affecting our country? The University of Liberia, when it rains, a pool, student moving from one place to another with chairs in the arm. The teachers not getting paid. Protest here, protest there. The issue in our country is very, very serious. I mean, what say you? What is Musa telling you? Knowing that Musa was there, he is there currently. What's the message you can give the Liberian people when you talk about education, Fanta?
Yeah, and thank you for that question. Because we do need to dive into it a little bit more, and very soon we will have the full manifesto posted to the site for the public to weigh in and, of course, provide their feedback. Because once again, it's meant to be living and breathing. The initial plan for education empowerment is not just education empowerment, but education empowerment and infrastructure rehabilitation. We combined that for a very specific reason, or those two for very specific reasons. There's no way you can say you expect a people, the youth, the children to learn when half of these buildings, their educational facilities are falling apart. You go to the rural areas, many places, even in Monterrado, the zinc is flying off of the school buildings. The ceiling tile, I have photos. The ceiling tiles are falling off, like due to the rain overly soaking them while the children are trying to learn. And you find that these children are, most of them, sitting on the bare floor. This is 2025. When I say that what we've seen so far and what continues to motivate the CMC into this direction of actually bringing the change that is required is starting and understanding that change from the ground up. Let's not talk about education without fixing the educational infrastructure. So part of the CMC plan is to rehabilitate those educational facilities and ensure that our students, our children are able to learn in an environment, in a safe and healthy environment where they're not trying to learn, they're sitting out on the ground and the rain is falling on their head and on their copybooks, right? While they're trying to write. We have to absolutely solve that problem. The way we do that, for example, the issue of the benches is about putting out like a BP, essentially calling all of the carpenters in the local communities to leverage the timbers within our forests and make benches and tables for the students. So once again, what seems to be a very complex problem, simple solutions, and it creates socioeconomic empowerment. So making the benches, right, rehabilitating the educational structures, making sure they're properly covered, right, where rain is not leaking in on the students. Ensuring that those facilities are fully funded with labs, right? Libraries, labs, computer labs, right? In addition to that, when we solve the infrastructure problem, then we move on to tackling the broader quality, which is going to consist of establishing programs that foster tutorship, ensuring that you have students in the higher grades, teaching assistants, right? Helping those in the lower grades to ensure that they understand their lesson. It is being digested as it ought to be so that they can do better in schools and score better grades, right? When it comes to the third phase of that is ensuring free education for all. So umbrella is free education, but also fortified infrastructure. You wouldn't have to worry about registration. You wouldn't have to worry about like fees. But most importantly, you wouldn't have to worry about you having to take bench and like run from this one building to the other building because the rain is falling here. Those problems, that's how CMC plans to tackle them. And they are not complicated.
Are you? So one of the issues. Thank you. Let's stay with education.
No, I will change to my computer. I'll change to my computer almost to my office. I'll change my
computer. Okay, Chief. Thank you very much. Okay, so Fanta, let me say this to you. We bid on President Weah for the free WIC. If you talk about education in Liberia today, under CDC, the champion that will pay WIC fee. Mm-hmm. So you understand 9th grade and 12th grade. How the student get to 9th grade? Well, they cannot say. But only in 9th grade, they pay the $40, $60. How they get to 12th grade, the way it leads to 12th grade, right, they cannot say. But only when they get there, they will pay that WIC fee. Will CMC get rid of WIC fee? Will CMC improve it? Was it a good thing from the CDC government? Did the argument, do you think that argument sell well to you? The whole thing about WIC fee and what is happening right now to our system? Because though this government still continue, they're paying a WIC fee still going on, and there's nothing. Yeah. So we'll be having 12 years of I pay your WIC fee, but I don't care how you get to 9th grade, or I don't care how you get to 12th grade. What say you?
Yeah, no, that is absolutely going to be done away with. If we're truly serious about education and reforms, we have to allow the students and their families to focus on just that, right? So from a governmental perspective, right, when we say free education, that absolutely extends to all fees, We're going to do away with them, number one. Number two, how do we prevent, right, this sort of hopping from one class to the other without any traceability, without any accountability, right? How do we ensure that they're actually learning and not just jumping classes? Well, it's simple. We're going to establish a digital system, right, with the Ministry of Education, which will be the administering body, to ensure that there's a database of all students. So when you think that if you fit in the 8th grade, you can change schools and go to the 9th grade at a different school, it's not going to happen. Because before you become registered like in that school, your records will be pulled from this central database to see, and including like your transcript, to see exactly like how did you perform? Did you fail or did you pass? Because today there's no visibility, right? If you leave from Jolocon and say you were in like the 7th grade or the 8th grade, like in Jolocon, and you failed, right? You go right across the street to like St. Philip's, down like behind the market. You go to St. Philip's. St. Philip's has no way outside of asking you to bring your transcript. And we see and we know that most of those transcripts are fraudulent. So there's gonna be a database established.
So I got you where I want you to be. Why can't Musa introduce a bill exactly what you're saying? He still got 3.5 years left.
Yeah.
Why can't he try the system? Why can't he introduce a bill to say, listen, we tried this 6 years, it didn't work. This is my proposal. What can he? Well, what do you think? Can he do that though?
I think he should, absolutely. And I don't see no reason like why he is not going to. So because we once again, right, cannot wait for those changes to happen post-election. They have to happen now. So these are conversations that we're having as we continue to fortify our manifesto and the policies, right? These are things that are absolutely being embedded, and we have started working on them now and will continue to do so. But that's how we fix that problem, to where you have, these huge numbers.
Where do you think the money coming from? Where do you think the money will come from if you talk about free education? Tap into something out there that we don't know about.
Well, access is like in the government, like right now, right? The fact that we're spending money on all of these really fruitless, right, governmental trips from the legislative, I think we need to absolutely like slash that. The fact that, and also from companies operating in our country, especially in the natural resources or mining sectors. You have a company such as Bear Mountain generating upwards of $800 million like every year just from Kim Mountain alone. What percentage are they giving back like to the country? So when you ask where are we going to get those fundings from, we're going to take a look right at those existing contracts and ensure that they're mutually beneficial for the Liberian people. The money is not going to come from the sky. The money is going to come from Liberia and from sources that are absolutely Liberian or partner sources that make sense. So it can happen. It is not impossible. Look, Rwanda did this. When Kagame was truly serious about transforming his country, he made education free to a point like where it was voluntary. If you wanted to pay, you could pay like $1. And we see the transformation that they have made today. Burkina Faso is doing it now. So it's not impossible for Liberia to do with all the resources that we have.
Let's talk about Kevin Bacon. Let me slide in this one question you're coming. Let's talk about what is happening. What was your disconnect with this government, you as an individual? Whenever you speak to the current issue in this government. What is happening 1 year, 8 months in this government? Where are the major areas you can look at right now and say, man, we are done?
It's the lies and the lack of rule of law, right? Our justice systems should not be selective. We are a democracy. We are for the people, by the people, of the people, and we should uphold that, right? We should uphold ourselves and our leaders to the highest of standards. Instead, you have a government who has absolutely no regard for the justice system, does whatever they want to do without any consequences at the detriment of the Liberian people. For how long are we going to continue to do that? That is not sustainable. It doesn't hold water. And they continue to enrich themselves while the conditions of the people continue to deteriorate. We must change that. Absolutely. There's no question about that.
Do you think it would change? Do you think the government would do better?
Change.
Do you think this government would do better with 3.5 years left?
I don't think so. Look, when as a strategist, right? As a strategist who've drafted many strategies for multinationals, it is not just about being, as I mentioned earlier, being audible or giving lip service to a strategy. It's about giving it life, breathing life into it. How do you do that? You simplify it, right? Reducing it to the most simplistic form where anyone off the street, the common man, is able to walk in, pick up that strategic document, read it, and understand exactly not what it is, but how it's going to get implemented. That's the differentiating factor. And that's why I don't believe that this government has the capacity or the capabilities to implement what they said that they're going to do. Because here are we 18 months in. They have what, maybe 3-4 years left. Their agenda was 5 years. Where is the progress with that? When I spoke of the roads like earlier and the expansion of electricity, right? What percentage of that has been accomplished in comparison to the 5-year timeline? I'll tell you, it's far less than where they ought to be, right? It's far less. So when you look at the next 3-4 years, will they be able to accomplish it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so that's why when I go back to the deceit and the lies and the incapacitations, right? The bad governance that is happening is all for personal gain. And we have to move away from that.
Have you met?
They need to step aside and allow people who actually know what the heck they're talking about do so they can see it. Right?
Have you met President Barker in person? Because he was vice president 12 years. Through all your going to Liberia and working through the system, have you met him? Have you spoken to him?
I have not met him, and I don't care to meet him.
Do you believe in his vision for Liberia?
I absolutely. I think it's lip service. It's words on paper. Does he believe it? No, he does not. Let me tell you, let me just expand on this, right? Because this is so important.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
when someone wants to do something, before they reduce it to paper, they'll start doing it. Before they reduce it, before they write it down, they'll start doing it. It's going to be in their actions. That's going to then motivate them to put it on paper. Now, look, starting with paper, there's no issue with it, right? But because you did not have the intention, the nia, you never had the need to actually do it. When it comes to the implementation, you will struggle because it's not organic. It's not authentic. It's not, right? If you say you want to feed Liberia, you want to reduce import, and you want to increase the production of, let's say, rice, you can do it. We can do it with less than $50 million. If you say you're going to double the current production of 200,000 metric tons, it can happen in 1 year time. Are you saying we cannot find $50 million like in the budget to double the production of rice? And then within 2 years, if you do 200, today Liberia is producing 200,000 metric tons of rice, as an example, right? That is the reality. Our demand is 600,000. I'm using this example because that's what matters most to the Liberian people, because we see rice price going up every single day. Our demand is 600,000. If you're currently growing 200,000 and you're serious about this, you can grow another 200,000 by clearing the land, the arable land that you have. Liberia has one of the most arable land in all of Africa. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, Liberia still has 45% of West Africa's rainforest. You know the size of West Africa. It includes countries like Nigeria, like Senegal, like Mali, those huge countries, right? What is our excuse for not doubling rice production? That within 2 years' time, the 18 months he's been in office, he could have increased rice production by 50%. What's stopping him? What has stopped him? I'll tell you, because he's not serious about it. He doesn't want to do it. It is not his idea, has never been, and will never be. His idea is about power, right? His justification is that he has 40 years of political experience, so therefore he's the best suited to lead. The Liberian people need to challenge those justifications, right? It should be strictly based on merit and who has the best, not just what's on paper, but who has shown the best intention for the country and has demonstrated it. Look, I will propose this. I will propose it because I think we should take it seriously. That when that time comes for election, we should employ a debate, an intellectual debate. Let the candidates line up and debate their ideas, their policies, on who's the best suited to lead Liberia, and let the Liberian people make their decision, not based on Raka saying he has 40 years, not someone based on saying, oh, I'm from Bapaloo, or someone saying like, oh, I'm from Bonkante. No, let's move away from the personal identities. Let's distill our selection, right? Let's make our selection based on who has the best policy, who's able to communicate that policy, who's able to deliver that policy, and can demonstrate that on just that. Let's do that.
So before I get to corruption, do you think the Liberian people voting George were out a mistake?
Look, the people are going to act based on what they feel is best for them. And so would I call their actions a mistake? No, that is their voice. I can never take that away from them. All I can do is amplify that voice, that clearly something was missing. There was a breakdown, and we have to fix that breakdown. And that's what CMC is saying. And look, we have studied all of these
political. You have two political parties at the time that went to the second round. You either take George Manaway at the time or Jose Yuma-Bwaka. And they voted for President Bwaka. And my question is that right? You think did you vote? You were in Liberia, right?
No.
Did you participate? No. Okay. Do you think the Liberian people voting George Manaway are out? They should have kept him?
Look,
looking at both at the time. Do you think they should have kept Manaway?
I respect the decision of the Liberian people. The Liberian people are not stupid. They're very intelligent people, and they will do what they believe best served them. At the time, they felt that the decision they made was the best decision for them, and I support them in that. What I will say to this, right? What I will add is that, look, there were a lot of missed opportunities. um, we're not here to judge, right? Especially like the past, because we can only speak on what we're seeing. You give, excuse me, people opportunities, and them not being able to live to it is the only time that you can speak on it. So were there missed opportunities by that administration? Perhaps, right? Could they have done better? Absolutely. And the people voices reflected that. What we are trying to do, right, at this point is galvanize all of those voices to say, look, your home is the citizens movement for change. This is where we do the actual transformation, right? All of you who have been disenfranchised, all of you who feel that you can contribute towards a better Liberia, this is where you do it. But I absolutely respect the voice of the people.
Good. Let's start with Jeremiah.
For it.
No, I agree with you. I agree with your answer. The voice of the people should be respected. Let's talk about Jeremiah Kuhn. He's the vice president. I mean, talk to me about him. You think he helping in this government to bring transformation?
Look, when you are part of a team, you work towards the objective, right? That team has set out. So if the objective is the arrest agenda, you do everything you can, and that is the focus. Every member of the team working collectively to achieve that. I don't see that happening. I see people working towards their own personal interest, and which is once again not serving the people. Because if truly they're all working together to serve and they believed in this agenda and they wanted to deliver this agenda, all of the actions, all of the stars, all of the arrows would have been pointing towards the arrest agenda, but it's not, right? You see individuals pursuing their own individualistic interest, and it's unfortunate.
My last question, and Kev, I beg you can unmute yourself to come make a call. Do you think Josh Weah should have a chance to come back? Do you think the people should give him a second chance?
I think any Liberians have the ability to throw their names in the hat. But what I can say is that what we are building with the CNC is very formidable, and will absolutely be very, very difficult to beat. But of course, as a Liberian, anyone can throw your name in the hat to run and become a leader. What difference is our policies and how we're implementing them.
Let me bring in Kev, and then I will come in with a question. Guys, we're going to ride this for another 28 minutes, taking us to 10:30 Liberian time. That will be 6:30 our time, Eastern time, USA. Kev?
Fanta, let me ask you this. Some say because of your affiliation with Mobility, and then you join the CMC, going to affect you on your MCC contract if you are still upfront with that contract. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, that's very wild. Because first and foremost, I never bid it for any MCC contract. Number one. Number two, to think my association with the movement to serve the Liberian people will be antithetical to fighting for the Liberian people, to fighting corruption for the Liberian people. I don't see how, like, where that makes sense, right? Because my fight with the MCC is against, right, the preference of an entity that has been found of corruption and have been penalized and have been barred. This is not what Fanta Kamar said. This is not my allegation. Go on the World Bank website. You will see the evidence there for yourself, and you can read it with your own two eyes. So this is not a personal fight. I took up that fight. I drew the line. I said, you know what? I will not sit on the sideline and allow a company like Zoomlion, who is so corrupt to the bone, to come into Liberia after once again being found for corruption in Liberia. They themselves admitted to paying bribe to the Liberian government to be favored for the contract. This wasn't what Fanta Kamara said. Their CEO, when interviewed by Spoon, said this himself. Please go back to the interview and watch it. So these are not allegations. This was something that was investigated by the World Bank. The World Bank did their findings with overwhelming evidence. And my fight is so that this $210 million contract goes to a Liberian company. Doesn't have to be Fanta Kamar company. Not at all. So it's not a Fanta Kamara fight. My fight is for the Liberian people to ensure that they are empowered, to ensure that we build the Liberian middle class, to ensure that we are fostering the Liberianization policy, to ensure that we're building Liberian millionaires. That $210 million contract that's for 20 years, minimally $210 million contract, will generate upward 200,000 jobs. They're not Fanta Kamara doing all 200,000 jobs. It's the Liberian people. The unemployment rate today is at its highest. What are we doing about that? When the government can simply take a contract like this and give it to a Liberian company to empower Liberians. So my association with the CMC has nothing to do with my fight with MCC and Zoomlion. Zoomlion is corrupt. In fact, a few days ago, I noticed that most of the interviews that I did, including one with Spoon, including with another agency, was taken down. I received a call from someone from the War Bank saying, "Hey, I was watching this interview. Why, what happened to it?" I immediately went into panic because I'm like, I have no idea. When I went to actually look, I realized that it wasn't there. It had been taken down.
Taken down from where?
So I'll say this to you. My movement, my association with the CMC is to transform Liberia. Is for the Liberian people, very similar to my fight with the MCC and Zoomlion. So whoever wants to put a little bit of distraction in that, you're wasting your time.
Just one minute. I think you said something. You said your interview with Spoon on that Sunday was taken down.
It was taken down.
You can go right now on YouTube. You will find it.
It was taken down on Facebook.
And yes, I'm searching on Facebook right now. No one would take your interview down. No. Spoon has the right to interview whoever, and you know that. And it was only fair that we interview Zoomlion. We gave you the chance. You spoke on this issue, and it's good thing that Kev brought it up. And we had to give Zoomlion the chance to speak on the issue likewise. That which we do here on the show. I don't want to go into the Zoomlion issue. I don't want to make this interview about you or Zoomlion. But again, it will only be fair that we stick to it. So, Kev, you want to continue your second question?
Yes. Are you aware of the vindictiveness of this government that will go after you in every direction that you are going? I understand that your fight towards, especially the MCC, your fight for our people, but are you aware of the vindictiveness of this government? Are you prepared? Are you prepared to battle? Because you're taking a huge tax, you're becoming an opposition to this government. This government doesn't do well with opposition. They go after opposition, they prosecute opposition. They say things about opposition. They dig out things about opposition. They say a lot of stuff. And we understand that they're going to come after you. And that's why some have been told they will come after you. And seriously, are you prepared?
I am beyond prepared. From the day that Allah blessed me to set eyes on this earth, my faith and my trust is only with Him. He is my protector and no other. And therefore, whoever thinks that they can harm my life, come after me, smear me, I already know your tricks. I already know your playbook. And look, if they think they can put a gun to my head, if that's what it comes down to, then we already know who you are. If it's going to be the people I'm speaking heavily against, which you know yourself, who are going to threaten my life, and I'm going to call you by your name, the Unity Party and their members, right? Starting with their president and their previous president. If those are the people who are making threats at me, I welcome it. And I'll tell you this, though. We all bleed red. If you take me out today, you're not going to last. You're absolutely going to follow. So because I come here to speak my truth, and you have a problem with that to silence me and consider it to be a dissent, you're wasting your time, because the powers that are protecting me, I guarantee you, are bigger than your evil power, and they will never win against me. So you can try, absolutely. But when you put a gun to my head, you better be ready for the war that you're about to start.
Wow. Center?
Yeah, so listen, Fanta, you mind taking questions? The folks really want to talk to you.
No.
Okay, so we want to say that Nelson, can you come on? We will be going to take questions. I want to say to you, you said a lot, but before we get to the question, let's talk about the corruption in Liberia today. And the reason why I'm asking you, because these are the issue that this problem about hardship, because everybody want and they want for themselves. Speak to the corruption. Do you think this government is absolutely fighting corruption?
It's such a farce. And it's absolutely fake news. They even mention, oh, they're serious about corruption. Is a lie. Let's call it what it is. It's a lie. And they do it to not because they care about the Liberian people. I'll tell you why they do it. They do it for the international government. They do it for the international eyes, like who have looked at Liberia and frankly have come down on them for not resolving their war crimes, for not reconciling the people, and for not just creating better economic policies. So they don't care about corruption. This government, the previous, they don't care about corruption. They care about fattening their pockets against the interest of the people, of the everyday people. You have people in this country. Let me tell you something. You have people in this country going to bed without eating a single meal, especially the older people. Our grandparents, like sometimes are deserted, right? Their families can no longer take care of them, like because there's just so little to go around. Most old people are going to bed without food in this country. Did you know that, Stanton? This is the country we live in 2025. You're saying you cannot produce food for the people, but you can build up high fences and you can ride $1 million cars, right? You can fatten your bank account. But the basic necessities that the people need to survive, you're saying you cannot provide it for them. I challenge that. And I call it a lie. So their fight against corruption is a charade. Nothing much for that.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Fanta Kamar, the spokesperson and chief strategist for say. When will you be in Liberia? When?
Very soon. Very soon.
Wow. I want to appreciate you coming on tonight. We're going to go straight to the phone line. I see my old man, Fedek, old man, Manoa. Manoa, it's been a long time, yeah? I know you always follow up about how you doing to you and the family. We got our sister, Fanta Kamar. Yeah, listen, like I said, you guys got a long way to go. The Liberian people, that mindset that we must have only a two-party system, I think that is wrong. And whatever you guys are doing to make sure you break this cycle, you break this chain, I think the Liberian people will decide. We're going to open the phone line. We have Fanta Kamar. We're going to put the phone number out, please. If you ask a question, you got 30 seconds to ask your question. If you want to make a comment, so be it, but please be respectful, or else we're just going to cut you off. Again, Nelson, let's just bring the folks. For the very first time in the life of CMC, through the spokesperson, Fanta Kamar, she's now engaged in the Liberian people directly. Nelson.
Yeah, so the numbers to call 0555-101075 is the number to call. We
got one here right now, Nelson. Let me take this. I'm sorry. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello.
Yes, yeah. Your name, sir.
Yes, my name is Robert Wadi, and I call from Kentucky.
Yeah, Robert. Well, listen. Your question?
Yes, I want to ask Fanta, speaking about corruption, how would she consider her political leader, Musa Birite, who was caught in corrupt attitude with the
did you follow the show? Because I believe she answered that. She spoke, but we had a long 45-minute back and forth with that. So go back and watch it, please. All right.
Okay. Last day concerning Musa Birite and the FPRC situation. On the gas issue, I know that there are some allegations against him concerning owing the Liberian government. How would she consider?
Are you talking about the road fund?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, good question. Good question. She's going to take 3 questions and then we'll give her the chance to answer. Thank you. Let me just take the first few from the international line, Nelson. Okay. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello, sir. This is Wema Dua, and I'm calling you from Monrovia, Liberia.
All right, Brahma, thank you. Go ahead.
You know, my brother, we have been in this country from the 70s. We have had all the rhetoric from UPP, that with backup market and all that stuff. Now, you don't have to be a politician but you can help your people. Everybody will put bread and butter or bread on the people table. If any politician people have some money, what are they doing?
So what's your question?
What are they doing to help the Liberian people? You don't have to criticize another party before, but
Thank
you help your people.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me take this one. 0787 is your last four. Talk to us, your name, and where you joining us from.
Hi, my name is Abraham. Sorry, I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Abraham, talk to us, please. We have Fanta listening.
I'm just calling to tell Fanta that she's doing a great job. I just want to give a comment that I saw an interview on with Panam Genius TV, and this one today. She's doing a wonderful job. I just want to applaud her on everything she has been doing. We just need to encourage her to encourage more women like her in Liberia, so that they can come up, as well too, and try to stand up for the country. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother. Your name and where are you joining us from?
This is Mohammed Enzabdola. I'm calling from the state of Minnesota. I just have a comment to make. I just want to.
Go ahead, my friend. You're on the line.
I just want to thank Fanta for outstanding work for the CMC. We are so proud of all. Thank you for what you're doing today. We are so proud of you. You're doing the right job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take this one. Your name and where you joining us from?
I'm calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, sir. Talk to us.
Okay, I have a question just for Fanta.
Go ahead, my friend.
Fanta, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Fanta, what difference can the CMC make that will make it available to project in leadership in 2020 now? What do you think will be the major difference? Because you talk about corruption, you talk about war crime code, you talk about other things. So what the major difference is you can make?
Thank you very much. We'll get one more question for Fanta, then we will bring her in. Your name and where you joining us from?
Junior, I'm calling from Providence, Rhode Island, United States of America.
Talk to us.
Yes, good evening to my big sister Fanta. You spoke on variety of issues. My concern has to do with the educational aspect. I just don't want to look at it nationally. I want to look at it just from Nimba County, most especially your political leader district. You talk about system, you talk about structure, and this kind of stuff. What intervention as a political leader has made in that area of education in terms of structure in his district?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll stick with the first three questions, though we have 5 callers, but 3 questions. They talk about the growth fund on Musability, what's different CMC going to make, and that of the education system in Nima County. What have Musability done? Fanta, it's on to you, man.
Yeah, so I'm going to say pertaining like the road fund, I haven't done an in-depth research in it. I'm still investigating. So once I do, I will absolutely provide my response to that. Secondly, regarding what CNC is going to do, that's going to be different. We're going to be a government of good governance. We're going to prioritize transparency. The way we do this is about increasing digitization, right? Visibility in the administration of the government. You're going to the average citizen will be able to see what the various ministries are doing, what type of decisions are being made, and how those decisions are being inspired. All of that is going to be available online. As a very similar approach to what we're taking in establishing our movement website at the moment, where you see for the first time, right, online registration and all of the digital advancements that you haven't seen with other parties. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. And we're going to further enhance them, as I said, with reports, simple report, right? Once again, not complicated reports where the average person have to go digging for information, visualization where they can compare our progress. If we say we're going to do 80% of something, you should be able to go on to our website and see and click on that particular issue and see what our progress is with it. So if we have 1 year to deliver 100%, when it comes around June, July, you should see 50% of progress being made, if not more than that. So that level of visibility, that level of digitization, to ensure good governance and truly stand on what we're saying and not just say it just to give lip service to it. So that's what's going to make us different. We're going to hold ourselves accountable first. What I mean by that is true accountability, not just saying, oh, we're going to fight corruption. But then if someone in the government is found of corruption, they're not a trial, like they're not prosecuted, and frankly, like they get a slap on the wrist, right? We haven't seen one persecution. So that's how we're going to be different, is holding ourselves accountable first and foremost, before even applying that same level of accountability to anyone who is a part of the administration, and ensuring that whatever we do is been influenced by the Liberian people. Our manifesto, I mentioned earlier, will be a living, breathing document, allowing the Liberian people to constantly provide feedback on how we can improve on the services that we are delivering. So we're not going to come from this place of, oh, we know everything and this is what we're going to do for you. But as our leader said yesterday, it's going to be in two phases. It's going to be influenced by the voices of the people, so the actual citizens. And then we're going to amplify that by ensuring the right resources and infrastructures are in place to enable just that. So when we're talking about healthcare, we mean actually free healthcare for all Liberians, free healthcare for pregnant women, free delivery. So this tag or cost associated to women giving birth will absolutely be removed. And all of that, we're not just going to talk about it. You're going to see how we're going to fund it. And when we get into office, the progress that we're making with each of those areas that we're going to be proposing. So that's what's going to make us different when it comes to the educational sector and what the Honorable has done in Nimba and his district. I know that he is building schools. I know that he's currently, I mentioned the three-phase approach, right? Working on the infrastructure. So he is building benches or procuring benches for schools, right, to solve that problem. And then certainly going to be followed by educational empowerment. So that's what he's doing currently. And I know they will continue to be amplified because they're not limited to just Nimba. They're going to cascade to other parts of the country, including the 15 counties. I mean, we're doing some stuff in Kemau right now. So very soon it's going to be demonstrated, right, in other parts.
Thank you very much, Fanta. I'm going to take the line going crazy. I beg you, Nelson, bear with me. Let's hear from the international folks first, and we'll go back to Liberia. Your name and where you joining us from? Yes, your name. Where you joining us from, please?
Let me say good evening to you, CEO. Let me say good evening to Sis Fanta. My name is Lucini El Trawale, and I joined the conversation from New Jersey. To be specific in New York. Firstly, let me appreciate Sis Fanta for her level of expose. Quickly, my question has to do with the first interview Sis Fanta had with your station soon, and then when she was digging deeper into Zoom Nile issue, she made mention of Madame Sally. The first time she was contesting, she made mention that Madame Sally called her on board to support a campaign for the first time she was contesting. So my question is, from that time to now, if she has ever formed part of any political party within Republic of Liberia.
Thank you. Question number one. Let me come over here. Go ahead. You're on the next line. Talk to us. Your name and where you're joining us from.
Calling from Philadelphia.
Yes, go ahead.
Madam Fanta, let me say thank you to you for being very much explicit, to the point. What I want to say to the Liberian people this evening is I'm actually baffled by people attacking people by tribal land, been talking about corruption that have been committed by Musa. Musa committed corruption. He have not gone to court. He have not been prosecuted. So it is about time we discuss the issues. I think people on the platform today, they should be challenging Madam Fanta on the issue, not because she Mandingos or she Fula. Let us try to stop this trap.
I mean, did anybody challenge her because she Mandingo or she Fula?
People, if you look here right out,
I'm worried about right on my man back. Ask your question. Let's go ahead, man.
No, I'm not asking questions. I'm making comments.
All right, have a good day. Have a good day. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Hey, hello.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you joining us from?
I'm Vindictiveness calling from New Hampshire. I have a few questions for Fanta Kamar.
Make it fast because we got others on the line, please.
Within Manasadi government, Musa Bende was accused of certain corruption. Why did he never resign when it comes to corruption? And then my next question had to do with Liberia is a Christian nation. Do you think, based on Musa's background, like we were to put Musa as president?
So, Father, you want to take that? I think those are two very important questions. Can you please?
Yeah. Look,
Thank you.
I'm not going to go into details about further conversation with Ellen and her government. I will say that I just never felt convinced as a person who is a seeker of truth. You hear people talk, and I tend to be very intuitive. So often by speaking with someone, I tend to draw what motivates them, if they're sincere, if they're not. And I knew that I could not be associated with any, with her or with the party or with any offers that was being made. I wanted to focus on serving in a space where it benefited the Liberian people the most. And I felt that the waste management industry at the time was the best place for me to do that. So that's why I've never associated myself with officially with any political party until now, where I'm truly convinced that the CNC is the path for true transformation for Liberia. Regarding Liberia is a Christian nation, I almost didn't want to get into this, but I think it's an important question that is going to continue to come up. So let me set the record. Your first leader of Liberia was a Muslim Mandingo by the name of King Salboso Kamara. Liberia has never been a Christian nation. Liberia has been a nation where all people live together, side by side, freely, not subjecting anyone to inferiority. So this notion that Liberia is a Christian nation to suppress, to discourage, to limit legitimate Liberians who were born in Liberia, who generations have been in Liberia, we ought to move away from. It is a distraction. And it does not serve us as a people. We're not going to make the level of progress that needs to be made if we continue to hold on to these stereotypical, disgraceful notions that only serves to divide us as a people. In Garnersville, where our home is, we're neighbors with Muslims, we're neighbors with Christians, and we live together in harmony. You have your normal people quarrel. Not one day have we quarreled with our neighbors who are Christians because they're Christians, or they've quarreled with us because we're Muslims, or we quarrel with other people who are nor Christians, neither Muslims. Look, let's focus as a people. Let's focus and refrain from being limited into how we can benefit from our nation if we continue to practice these divisive policies or notions or stereotypes, because they only do one thing, is stunt our growth. No one who wants to see our progress will speak of anything that divides us. We are one people, be it Fula, Madingo, Pele, Vai, Gola, Gisi, Loma. Whether you're from River G, or you're from Nimba, or you're from Lufa, or you're from Bong, or you're from Montserrado, we are Liberians. We must move away from these identities, these tribalistic identities, these religious identities that continues to shackle us. They would never allow us to grow in the way we truly know that we can. When the ACS, the American colonization, right, decided to free the slaves, there are so many countries on the coast before you get to Liberia, or what is known as Liberia today. They passed all of those countries. You know why they settled on the Green Coast? Whom leader at the time was King Saboso Kamara. You know why they settled here? Because of his exemplary leadership. How he led the Green Coast with the Bassa Kings, the Kru Kings, the Gribble Kings. He worked in harmony with them. So learn your history. Because if we don't learn our history and learn from it, we will continue to make these divisive comments. We are one people. We are Liberian.
And I think Fanta, I think it was a fair question from the caller. I don't think it
comes up often.
Division, but this is a question people are asking on the street. I'm going to take the last call, and then we'll go to Nelson. Your name and where you joining us from?
But my name is Kelabo Gonlo, and I'm happy to at least be able to make a quick comment. I don't have a question, but I just want to make a quick comment. First, to congratulate Fanta on a decision to join the CNC. I'm not a CNC member, neither do I intend to join. But I want to just pivot my comment related to my brother Stanton Witherspoon, whom I talk to so much every day. I listened to a caller who talked about the rule fund issue. This rule fund issue, during the campaign, Mr. Witherspoon, the Moali of the world, the Henry Costa of the world, all of them beat on Mr. Ability. I've really felt like when Unity Party got power, Mr. Ability was going to be handcuffed. I was talking really because he has stolen all the millions and millions of rule fund. Today, it has not happened. This was a nasty propaganda, political propaganda. I want to charge Mr. Witherspoon today that beginning this week, please turn your microphone to the Unity Party people that will call him Mr. Ability criminal, rule fund criminal during the campaign. Why he has not been indicted? Let them answer this question publicly this week. Can you do that, Mr. Witherspoon? That's my only comment.
Do we still have post-talking in Liberia?
Well, South-ish.
I mean, how can I answer you if you left the country saying you were 3 years when you still talking about post-talking? Can I leave me alone, man? Let's go back to the Gatsby studio. Kalabu, your whole question is disqualified now because you talk about post-talking. What you call post-talking in Liberia? You said sub-ish again. All right, I will call you and answer you. Let's go back to Fanta. But make careful, I don't that guy. You know, the make us say post-talking. But let's go back to Fanta. Let's go to Liberia.
Post-talking is the only time.
You got an old dude. That's it. Let's take calls in Liberia, please, for Fanta. We still got about 5 more minutes to go.
Okay, so 0555-101075. We take our first caller here. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, you're live. Let's hear you.
Okay, my name is Amin Siaka Kawa, the proud son of Grand Cape Mount County. I'm calling from Monrovia, Ghana, to be precise, the Ibrahim Cooking Community.
Go ahead, quickly. Let's hear you.
Let me extend my appreciation to my Cape Mount sister, Sis Fanta, for her splendid deliberation. But I would like to ask her a few questions. Now, Sis Fanta, what are some of the initiatives that you are carrying on in Cape Mount that the day you will bring the CMC there and preach the CMC message so that we Cape Martinez will embrace you wholeheartedly? Secondly, what is the direct message you are to tell the Cape Martinez that we will know that the CMC is preferable to that of the Unity Party? Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, you're live. Let's hear you.
My name is Hey girl, will you join me and I join your conversation from my resident in King James and myself on the BBC side.
Yeah, go
But I
on.
found out I want to say thank you for the deliberation. I mean, I love it when I see women kind of in champion what you're doing. But I want to ask a simple question before that's from please for your panel to the guests. She said Liberia is not a Christian nation. I'm not reducing your discourse to religious stuff. But when you say Liberia is not a Christian nation, I want to know why. Why do government officials take oath and using the Bible? So you could please answer my question if you want. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
You're alive? Let's hear you.
Yeah, and I'll call you from the other daughter.
Yeah, go ahead.
I listen to other people and they're asking Fanta Kamar. And they're talking about Liberia is a Muslim and Christian state. Why is it that somebody should want a president to be a Muslim? So that question is very, very much related. They say Liberia is a sacred state. So everybody can contest to become president. And let me tell you one thing. Same like bro of honor, all those that have been a president, all of them they are Christians. Why have they proven to like Liberia? So let's try the other people, the Muslim sector, so let's see their own leadership. Let's see how Liberia will go in front.
Thank you.
And all the Christians have failed this country. So we need to try Muslim people who the country. Thank you.
Thank you for your input tonight. 0555-101075. Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Nathan.
Yeah, hello. You're alive. Let's hear you.
Okay. I want to say thanks to Sis Fanta for this discussion. But my problem, I don't know whether the religions are causing the problem, is concerning marriage. Marriage is the one between them and the other, like when I was doing the segregation. Because if they will allow the fellow man to marry their daughter,
so,
I don't think this segregation
so
will be going on.
do you
But
have
that
a
is
question for the guest? Do you?
Give you a chance. That's a beautiful question. I beg you, Nelson. I like that question. Give you a chance, please.
Some Muslim brothers, I told them that you both carry on segregation. I want to protect you to be different people. But you are not stranger to Liberia. Like the name she was giving, Tamara, yes, also from Bopolu. So I so that's a discrimination that they have. They wouldn't marry our people, and our people can marry them. So that's where I have problem with them. Thank you.
Thank you for your input tonight. This
I
person.
think let's you want Fanta to answer that, and we'll take the last set of three.
Yeah. So
Fanta, why the Liberian men are not marrying Muslim women, Fanta?
so like the battle on the issue coming from. You're sorry. You're sorry. So today, no, I really want to appreciate the caller because now I understand where the issue coming from. Is the Muslim people not allowing them to marry their daughter there? Okay. I beg you, you're sorry. We were your fool. You will not be vexed.
Sorry, we're not calling. You're going to 2029. Most I got to do something. Sorry, can't call it.
Look, we are one people, man. Like we are one people. It is not segregation or discrimination when it comes to Muslim and Christian marrying. Look, as the Bible have and Christianity have principles that they uphold, I think we can expect other religions to have the same thing too. I know some people have their own personal preferences. But I can tell you this for a fact. It is not about, oh, we don't like those people, that's why our daughter can marry them. Same reason why Muslims don't eat pork. It's the same reason. Doesn't mean that if we see a pig, struggling, we're not going to give it water because it's a creation of God. But it's the very same reason. There are just certain things that we do and certain things that we live by. And you guys do the same as well, right? And we appreciate that and we're tolerant of that because that's how we live in harmony as a people, right? On Sunday, you go to the church and on Friday, we go to the mosque. And those who don't go to church or don't go to mosque, it's okay. We are all Liberians. And that's what makes us a unique country because Liberia is an irreligious state. Liberia is not a Christian country, it's not a Muslim country. Liberia practices or promotes religious freedom. Whatever religion you want to practice is up to you. And the question of why justifying that Liberia is a Christian state because the government officials swear on the Bible. I don't know where that came from, but that's accurate because if you're a Christian, from what I understand, if you're a Christian, you swear on the Bible because they cannot make you to swear on the Quran. If you're a Muslim, because Liberia offers free practice of religion, you will swear on the Quran. So I want to believe that's exactly what's happening, and not you will not mandate a Muslim to sign on to take oath on the Bible, and you will not mandate a Christian to take oath on the Quran. We are a nation that practice free religion because we're one people. We don't have segregation. So let's really, really continue to practice that and not, do anything to divide us. So I think I touched on why the government take oath on the Bible. I don't believe that's the case for Muslims. It's Quran, Christians is Bible. And then the marriage issue of why Muslim women don't marry non-Muslim men. It is not because we discriminate against you. It's just certain principles because of our faith. But nothing against you, my brother. Nothing against you. Trust me. We can still be best of friends. And then the initiatives that I think now I would say that the CMC has done. Because being a daughter of Kid Mount, of course, mentioning that I'm a servant leader and I've always practiced that. And not about election. These are just some of the few things I've done in Kid Mount that is going to be under the CMC umbrella, so you can consider them to be CMC's accomplishment. Just within this year alone, I want to say in the last 5 months, maybe actually 4 months, in the last 4 months, we have made impact across the entire county. From doing masjid projects. So currently we have maybe 2 or 3 masjid projects ongoing. Actually, 3 masjid projects that are ongoing in Mana River, in Bomafa, in Wilo. We have done water projects in places like Banga. We have contributed to educational programs to where they're celebrating graduations, or the youth wanted to do a youth league. We've done jerseys donations. I mean, dozens and dozens of jerseys. We've done footballs. We have supported inaugural programs within the county where we're onto leadership. So we have absolutely done that. The record is there. We have given both cash and services coupled with materials. And one entity that I'm very, very proud of right now that is ongoing is the maternal the maternal clinic or waiting house in Benija. So Benija is a town that it has a clinic there that supports more than 20 towns like in Cape Mount. So women and people from all over Cape Mount, or from most parts of Cape Mount, go to that single clinic. And it did not have a waiting area for women when they got ready to give birth. In fact, they launched a project since 2014, and they have been trying to finish it. The community, such an amazing community, have been putting their resources together to bring that maternal center to life. Since 2014, they were not able to do it. So all of the people who went there, like the UPs and whoever who went there, were not able to make that come to life. So much so to a point where the maternal death rate, so the fatality for that infrastructure, that facility not being there, women were dying very rapidly. In fact, most of them, when they got ready to give birth, because they have to trek through a very rural terrains, they died on the way. Imagine every time a pregnant woman dies, right? We lose minimally 2 deaths. So it's she and that baby. If she's pregnant with twins, it's 3 people who died. So we really wanted to tackle those systemic issues. And the way we've done that is essentially now establishing this 5-bedroom maternal waiting center, so that way before they're due for their birth, they can come and stay in those facilities until they get ready to give birth. So we have done that. We're also doing the same thing in Bambala as well. We are renovating the maternity center there, or rehabilitating it. It was something that the community had come together to try to do as well, and they weren't able to complete it. And none of their leaders were able to like help them. Once again, this is a CMC difference, right? We talk and we do. So the maternal center in Bambala, the maternal center in Benaja, the Masjid projects that are happening, the water, the clean water, the pumps we have installed around Cape Mount, that Benaja center, like I remember we provided over 100 bags of cement, over 150 cartons of tiles, and so many other things. I'm not one to do something and talk about it. I would encourage who want to know to go and see for themselves, but we have done quite a lot.
Thank you. Are you running 2029 for seat, senator, representative? Are you
Senator,
running?
not worry, my mom. I don't know yet. I am here to serve the Liberian people on behalf of CMC. So when that time comes, we will see. But for right now,
you fully explain about Cape Mount, unlike any other county.
Yeah.
And it's just popping into my head that you'll be the candidate on the ballot 2029.
I don't know. What I will say is that I'm continuing to be serviceable to my people. I've done some stuff in Bon County as well. I've done some stuff in Monterrado where I was born. But my father being from Cape Mount, my mom being from Bon, I have done work in those three counties primarily across all sectors, education, development, like what have you. And as I said, like, I'm not one to talk about what I do because I truly do it because of the sake of God.
If you are running, will it be one of the district seats, or you'll be running for senator?
I don't know. When we get to that road, we'll cross it. As for right now, I just want to continue to emphasize the CMC difference, right?
Where is CMC stronghold? Everybody talking about a stronghold. George Well would say, I will eat the southeastern region. And it's true. He's powerful. Joseph Boga would say, don't touch Lofa. Jeremiah Kum said, don't touch Nimba. Where is CMC stronghold?
CMC stronghold is Liberia. For the first time in Liberia history, we will prove to the Liberian people, you don't have to take our word for it. Through our actions, we will prove to you that we are the best party to transform Liberia into the nation that you have always dreamt about. So CMC stronghold is all of Liberia. Trust that.
We heard that before with other political parties. They didn't end up well, though.
Well, this is different. This is very different. This is very different because the kids.
It can be Liberia. I agree with you. I just have
They
to
cannot
add.
show you what they have, what they did when they were talking about it, right? When they made that statement, was it followed by tangible development they have done? No. That's the difference with CMC. We can tell you.
Do you think it was right for Musa to announce that he would not be contesting again 2029?
Look, back to being a principled person, and you keep trying to challenge this, back to being a principled person, right? And I know like you're just doing it from a journalistic perspective, so I respect that. Back to being a principled person. He's not gonna, lie his way through his vision, right? He has a bigger vision for the country, and with someone like that who can say, you know what, like, I'm going to do the right thing because I desperately believe my people need it. We have to respect that. We have to respect that. Instead of saying, oh, let me do everything to hold on to this seat, like, and try to play greedy politics, he doesn't do that. I know him to be a very principled person, a very humble person. And whoever accuses him of whatever, bring your evidence, but it's not there. So therefore, don't smear him.
I mean, it's fair game. It's politics. It's fair game.
Yeah. Okay, sure. But be truthful. Yeah.
I mean, show me one truthful politician, and I'll say you the broken face because you don't have one. I mean, it's just a fair game. Under the attack, they will attack. But I think, thank you for coming on Spoon tonight. It's only fair to say that. Oh, sorry, I got one person on the line. I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me.
I just want to say really quickly, right? Like, that's the CMC difference, right? Like, it's not just about politics. It's about actually doing what you say you're going to do. And we're not here to play dirty politics, right? You didn't hear me like calling someone out their name. Like, no, that is not the CMC model. The CMC model is that we're Liberians and we all need to work collectively to fix Liberian problems. The way we do that is through the citizen movement for change. We all join hands through this movement. It's not about throwing digs at our opponents. They're Liberians. They can play that game. That's not our strategy.
Well, I mean, you're right. Let me take the caller off the line. Your name and where you joining us from, please.
Our CEO did is Kringa Royal David.
Yes, sir.
Madam Fanta, I listened to you and you sound eloquent. Indeed, you are eloquent. But we from a different school of thought. There are two concerns. I've been listening to you and I understand you propagate the messages of the CMC. Now, my first concern has to do with the information you provide or provided to the nation and the listening audience. The first thing I want to say is this. Liberia's first leader was not King Saposo. It was Joseph Jenkins Roberts. Clear. And the second thing is, I want to ask this question. You hail from Grand Cape Mount. With all of what you said, work with the Bank of America, this, that, have this companies and all that, what is your good hand work to your people of Grand Cape Mount County? That's all. See you. Thank you.
So you didn't listen to her when she answered the last question? Were you listening to her?
I think I was on the line. I was in
I
listening.
see. Just go back and listen to it because she explained a lot. If we give her a chance to explain again, we're not leaving here. That's why I asked her whether she was running in Cape Mount. She explained most of the work they are doing in Cape Mount. So to that question, just go back and you'll listen to it because we ended the show now. But Krenga, thank you very much for joining us. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
CEO,
ahead, Nelson. Go ahead, Nelson.
Yeah,
Nelson, go
I've
ahead.
been holding your collar on here.
Yes,
Let me just
go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Hello, just go ahead quickly, sir. You're live.
All right. Thank you, Nelson. I appreciate that, my friend. Hello, Fanta.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, go ahead. She's listening. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, Fanta,
That's
thank you so
on the radio now.
from United Kingdom.
Yeah, Mokia, tell me why you
much
making
for
a point? Can you lower the TV or computer? Just lower
Yeah,
the
your
volume.
computer or something, please.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Fanta. You have been very eloquent tonight, and I must admit, I admire you a lot. Thank you for the effort, and thank you for all the information that that you have provided tonight, despite all the questions coming from Stanton, Kev, and Gibson. Some of us are sick and tired of all this nonsense, talking about Liberia is a Christian nation. From day one, we have been hearing this. So let's just ignore it and just, talk about policy. It's a total nonsense. Christian nation, blah, blah, blah. It's a nonsense.
Man, you want to ask your question, they don't ask your question, man. Take that man up. You ask your question and you come to question people.
Thank you very much for your
input. Yeah, man. You come and ask your question, be civil. The woman that asked the question, she's smiling, answering it. Are you getting? Father, I believe that you got a long way to go, my sister, because everybody will bring the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is exactly what we do in Liberia and what we do here. Ask the question. Some of them will be questions that you would, that will get under your skin, but I wish you well. Your contribution to CMC, I believe it will be very, very immense. I do believe that because you're a fighter, and I understand that Musa did the right thing, to tell you the truth. I just disappointed he didn't ask me, because when he saw you on Spoon Talk and he ran after you.
Share with you.
And that's the reason why people are asking, anyway, let me leave that other question. Because I do believe Kessa tried to ask that question, but you were jammed. We want to appreciate you tonight. You're a great person. It was good having you. We say thank you for coming, and we wish you and CMC good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to the Liberian people. This is the time for your voices to be amplified, and that's exactly what I'm here to do, and to speak honestly and truthfully with clarity, and to propagate this message and go beyond that into true development. So I thank you and I thank God for the opportunity. And I look forward to more discourse.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You're always welcome. And we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. I want to say thanks to all of you that joined us today. Here come, oh my God. I'm trying to finish with the first edition. Here comes another edition coming on. Thank God he came late. Nelson, I know we got 6 minutes to go, and I want to appreciate you for producing today. All of you that continue to call, please keep your calls tomorrow. It's been a wonderful show with Fanta Kamar, the spokesperson of CMC. I believe there's a long way Fanta get to go. But liberal politics, if you start like this, I mean, usually you end well. But what is happening right now, we appreciate the CMC. We wish them well. This too is Liberia. You know, Musa have his issue. But Musa have a dream, he have a vision, and he think that he will sell it to the Liberian people. It's up to you that listen if you're going to buy into Musa dream and vision. I really do appreciate Fanta on the show. And again, everyone on the show, welcome. People say, oh, Stanton, you know what? This person insult you, the person calls you. I say, so what? They didn't take anything from my skin. We'll talk to them. We'll talk to ANC. We'll talk to CDC. We'll talk to all the political party. PAP. The PAP chairman reached out to me, Sir Joseph Paul, the chairman, reached out to me. We'll be bringing him on the show. And also, Sir Joseph will be coming on the show. I'm hearing that, yes, somebody from CDC, beside Kev Hassan, Akaris Grand Acid, though, they will be coming on the show too to discuss issue with the political party. I don't know. I don't know. You always know that we got Unity Partisan on the show, Abula Mame, and the rest of them. Those are on the cover and those are not. We're going to talk to everybody. We really appreciate you guys. Isaac, you were cooking and you didn't close the pot. I had to tell you to go close the pot because I hope you're not burning the soup, my man. How you doing today? Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, thank you. Nice show. Nice to be on. Jeff, how are you, my brother? And
you call Kev, if you see Kev holding a mother there, it means that he's talking to somebody on the phone. That's why exactly he don't say he can't answer you.
Yeah, I was listening to the show. I went through it, and I think you had a good guess. CMC is pushing through. We wish them all of the best. I think though that the spokesperson you had is eloquent. I think she speaks well, and a lot of people admire her talking. She's very okay. I would just, in my honest opinion, I would think she would be a very good fit for a corporate spokesperson than a political party spokesperson. I think there are certain errors you don't want to make. I heard something about President Sirleaf should go to.
So Isaac,
yeah,
I don't know whether we're hearing you. I do believe you are right. I think she's a very eloquent person. If you can hear me, I think given the time, CMC will enjoy her and they will benefit from her. When we all came into this game, Isaac, it wasn't like anything that we know about politics in Liberia, but we learn. And I think she's very smart. She's going to adapt. And if she adapts, it will save CMC a lot. I do believe. I'm seeing something in her that she can sell, and she will sell CMC well.
Yes, gentlemen, I agree with you. It's something in her that you have to look beyond what you heard tonight. There is something in her. She got a fire in her. And in politics, you look at the fire. She's authentic. She's not sugarcoating. She's not a normal everyday politician who will try to play around words. So I think with time, people will get to know her. But I believe she's authentic, and I think she's not the everyday politician who will play around. So I would give her that time to get used to that. But I think she got it fired. She got fire in her belly. She got it fire. You meet Stanton.
No, I thought you called Ase in.
Oh, I say go ahead.
No, folks, don't say I called Ase off. I didn't hear Ase finishing, and I came in, but Ase is on the show.
No, I think my stuff was stripping. I don't think it started.
I didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but for me, again, I don't know. I mean, she's eloquent. She speaks good, and a lot of people admire her. Myself, I do. Just like in my honest opinion, I just want to differ a little bit. I think corporate wise, she will be very excellent and perfect in the political scene. I think there will be a lot of issues to defend as we're going along, and I've seen few of those. I've heard a lot of discussion on the Mandingo and the Christian thing. You don't want to start those discussions. You want to be the one going against it when it comes up, or else you will continuously defend these kind of things. And President Sirleaf going to the Hague, I'm not sure how such will benefit any political party. I don't know if those things are where you want to go. I mean, she's eloquent, but I would just think, like you said, of course she got a lot to learn, and once she gets used to the everyday politics, I thought she would be great. But first off, maybe coming from somewhere, then coming to where she is, who have benefited the party a great deal. I don't know the discussion in the party because I'm not there, but that's just my honest opinion. I think she's very great politically. I think she still got a way to go.
And you're right. I 100% believe, and everybody can walk the walk. I say, how it is when you first came in government. You know how it is when you first came in politics. But something is about her that she will adapt, and she will adapt quickly. I know walking all this up and down the conversation we having, I do believe that CMC. But let me say this, Cap. Now I'm looking at CMC and I'm looking at PAP. I met some PAP folks, right? And I was surprised, Kev. No, Nelson, you can come. We're so close to show, just the last round. I was surprised. I think PAP is taking this thing directly to CMC. I don't think that's me, though. Let be that my first impression. I think that Joseph PAP is countering only CMC. I don't know how you look at it. I don't think it's about CDC or Unity Party.
PAP with Joseph are no match to the CMC. They're no match. The way CMC is of a different stage, a different caliber of people. I don't see anybody within the PAP.
Wow. Why? They don't have CMC will be doing project. PAP will be doing projects. So Joseph is saying he has secured 400,000 that he's taking to Liberia and start running all through the country, building bridges and getting people involved, putting people back to work. PAP is coming in as an entrepreneur, doing exactly what. No, seriously, you can say your own. I spoke to Sir Joseph. By the way, I will announce again. I'm meeting Sir Joseph tomorrow again. Sir Joseph set you down and tell you exactly what they're about to do in Liberia is game over. Sir Joseph said that they're about to hire each person they're going to bring in different aspects, create job, $250, $350. People are going to make money. Sir Joseph is very serious. Do you know that you have an investor going to Liberia right now?
Yeah, but Stanton, and we should pass that stage.
You brought Sir Joseph, or you said we'll pass it?
Yeah. The stage of our will versus this is what Musa Ability is doing. You can see.
What are you talking about? Musa Ability 6 years ago. Sir Joseph,
But Central, let me finish now. Let me finish now. Central, let me finish. No. Central, let me finish. Let me say, Musa Bele say there's a tangible that he can show that this is what I did. The PAP is telling you, I will. Central, we should pass. I will.
PAP is not a political party yet. I'm telling you, and you stay going there.
No, you're telling me Sir Joseph and PAP say they will do this. I said we should pass that stage. I will.
But they will not come out as a political party except NEC gave them that certificate.
No. I'm not saying a political party now.
A certificate already.
We're not talking about political party now. We're talking about, you say PAP going to do something in Liberia.
Everybody there believe that
I will. Okay, Isaac, that's exactly what I was saying. Isaac, let me talk to you. If PAP is saying I will, and Musa is showing this is what I did. So why would we talk about somebody who say I will?
Nelson, the reason why they're saying I will, Nelson, is because they have not gotten the NEC certificate yet that they are a political party, right?
So you have to wait.
That's
the difference with Musa.
Let me explain the story.
Musa did things before he even became a political party.
That's not true.
Yes,
that's not true.
Yes. Musa bailed that bridge before he announced. He bailed that bridge before he announced.
Kev, you finished? You know what makes Kev fast? Let me say this. Let me tell the Liberian people everything. It's good that I say is here. Today is what, Sunday, right? It was on Thursday. So Kev begged me that you won't talk to Sir Joseph. I was saying I was Sir Joseph were talking. I called Kev.
I beg you.
No, don't interrupt me now. Don't interrupt me.
Don't say that. I beg you. I beg you.
Kev, but let me finish.
I would beg you to talk to Sir Joseph. Sir Joseph can call me. Yes,
Kev, let me finish. Kev, let me finish now.
Sir Joseph can call me. Say I beg you.
So Nelson.
But Isaac will clear that anyway. So you go ahead.
Nelson, you see me, Nelson, I gotta tell the truth, right? So
Nelson, I can show the call coming in, incoming call. How would I beg incoming call?
So Kev.
The thing is, Stanton don't want it. Stanton, let's talk about I will. Sir Joseph say I will. The PAP say I will. And Musa Bele is showing tangible. Hey man, let's move from there, man.
Can you finish?
Man, let me tell you. I can tell you. I will build.
Can you tell us that on the phone we on live show? Let he gave a friend a chance to talk.
Yeah, but Central don't.
But yeah, they have a chance to talk now. So let me go back to my story. I see you're coming, right? It was Thursday. I was, Sir Joseph and myself were hanging out. So Kev will not deny it. Seriously. Kev called me the first time, I didn't pick up. He called the second time. Sir Joseph said no. And somebody else was there, I didn't pick up. So I said, but Kev called in to talk to you. So I said, yeah, let me talk to Kev. Kev called the third time. Kev, you finished talking.
But I guess I just said no more. How will I call you for Sir Joseph? I guess I just said no more.
Kev, listen, guys. So when Kev called, I said, sir, Kev talking. Kev said, my man, how you will leave our party like that? You know, we made you got to come back. You got to come back. I said, sir, and I in the team. Kev, bad. So I just told Kev, say, I will be in Washington, D.C. next week. I will come and see you. That's it. Listen to you. Sir Joseph leaving CDC and hurting Kev Hassan. Okay? Kev, I don't blame you. The same thing CMC doing. CMC recruiting. Every political party want to do an add-on. They don't want to do no subtraction. So Kev, you my brother, my man. Stop texting me. Okay, Kev said I shouldn't text him. I shouldn't talk about it. I shouldn't talk about it. No, forget it. Let's go back. I said, Close up, man. The message.
Well, not bad on the Senator Joseph and representability thing. Just for full disclosure, I know Senator Joseph way more than I know Mr. Pelete. I have very close personal relationship to Senator Joseph than I do with Mr. Pelete. I talk to Senator Joseph more than I talk to Representative Pelete. Senator Joseph was part of my political party. I even worked with him than I've ever done with Pelete. So I know everything of him. He's like a big brother. He's like a friend. We are very close together.
By the way, I told him not to meet you in Minnesota. He listened to me. He left.
Yeah, he didn't meet me. He called me that he wanted to see me. And then the next day he ran away.
Yeah, I told him not to meet you because we don't trust you. I got to protect you.
But that's fine. But actually, beyond,
I got to protect
you. The man acting like this, he called me and he said, "Oh, I'm out to the hotel. Why you can't say, please, I'm busy. Don't tell me nothing there."
I told Sir Joseph. I told him, I said, Sir Joseph coming tomorrow. I will tell you. He said he will not call you.
Well, after all of that, on the real truth, if there is an election, Musa Belete CMC would be in a different class than Senator Joseph. I don't think the two-party match. I think Senator Joseph's party will be way behind in terms of infrastructure, in terms of vote, than Senator Joseph. I think Senator Joseph is making a big mistake. Let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
Musa Belete, in a technical sense, got more vote than Senator Joseph. What do I mean? About 99% of the people that voted for Senator Joseph belong to other political parties, not to him. You can take it, about 30% of the small people that voted for Belete belongs to Belete.
Yes, sir. In a tough country.
He's making mistake when I hear him saying I get 380 votes. It's something I don't know because, listen, President Weah CDC vote plus some of Joseph Boakar's UP voted for him. Those voters will not leave President Weah CDC or President Boakar UP and choose Senator Joseph in a presidential election.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But Musa Belete's voter can actually be with him because about 30 to 40% of those voters are
Musa Belete votes.
So again, they will not be in the same league. If you were to ask me, I think Senator Joseph should be looking at 2-3 elections from now to be competitive anyhow. I mean, my only disappointment with him is leaving the CDC and try to bomb up the CDC that made you and saying all kinds of things. But you can leave as a person. Anyone can leave. That's fine. I would have hoped he left on a silver platter on a good term, then talking, doing this, coming back. I did not think it helped him anyways. I'm not saying he only get vote. He will get vote. But I don't see an instance through which Senator Joseph passes 1.1%, 1.2% mark of the vote. I don't see the instance. I don't know where would the vote come from, how would they come, how he would get them. Like you saying, you got more vote than President we are in Muscle Rider. So in essence, you are telling us that Georgia ain't get no vote there because all the vote that voted for you belong to you. Then all the other vote that voted for Joseph belong to Joseph. So but we are in the center now. He got no vote. All the vote now for him. It doesn't really make sense.
Let me ask something here, right? I think your argument is flawed. I think your argument.
No, Senator, don't say that.
But Kev, now,
they say his.
But Kev, man, and we're having a conversation now. You want me to go? I can step back.
No, go ahead.
What did I say that is so bad? You say I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, because Isaac lay right. It lay right. He get few UP votes and he get 99.9%
But Kev, listen now. Because you agree with Isaac. Kev, because you agree with Isaac, I should agree with Isaac.
Because Isaac made a logical comparison.
It's logical.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact, Senator.
But Kev, why are we having this show, Kev?
No, but sometimes we don't debate facts. We debate opinion.
Why are we having this show?
That's all, man.
We are having a show to give our own ideas, right? Asa spoke, and I said I disagree with him. Why are you interrupting me?
Yeah, but Asa spoke facts because the numbers are there.
But I said, but Kev, then you listen to me too, my man. But we said the thing said 2020, but how you just interrupt? Yes, the issue yet. I disagree with Isaac. What will you say about Miguel? All the vote belong to Miguel, or all the vote belong to Joel? Joel lost in Magibi. Joel lost in Magibi. Miguel won with the largest vote in Magibi history. When you say all I vote for Joel, but they refuse to vote for him.
I don't think you understood my point. I don't think you understood.
Let me talk now. You see, Kev, you don't do them. I compose yourself back. I beg you.
Not me, Isaac talking.
No, but you're interrupting me. I want to have a conversation with Isaac. Maybe he will convince me.
Okay, let me mute. Talk with Isaac.
Thank you. And may God bless you. Thank you. My Liberian people, all the vote in Moserado County for Joel. Once you're sedition, all the vote in Moserado County for Joel. I can open the phone line and ask the Liberian people if that's true. Once you're sedition, all the vote in Liberia belong to Joel. You don't have your own vote. What kind of madness is this? How can we say that all the vote belong to Joel? Nobody have their own vote. Nobody have structure. Just because they are sedition, it means that Joel eat first and everybody eat last. Those people work. Those people campaign. Those people push cartoon and convince the people to vote for them. Miguel will never come here. And I guarantee you guys, you can say, oh, the vote belongs to Joel. Miguel won by Gibby. If the vote belongs to Joel, why did they didn't vote for Joel? What's your argument? Sir Joseph won over 1 million in Moserado County. Not because the people, they were sedition, but they only loved Sir Joseph and hate George Weah. He won them independently. How dare you say, if you say they belong to Joel, why they rejected Joel? I mean, but answer the question.
So, Stana, you finished talking? So, Stana, we are not saying people did not.
I wanted to finish, but I had to talk to my wife. So, but go ahead, I said. Can we please? Can you please tell your brother not to interrupt me? I don't think we end the show good. No, seriously.
Right. So, Stana, this is not about.
I said, please help me understand, please.
This is not argument. This is fact. We are not saying people did not vote for Senator Mangeo or did not vote for Senator Sir Joseph. There is something on the ballot called down ballot. The down ballot are those people on the ballot accompanying the top of the ballot, the presidency. In an election where those people stand on their own by themselves, they will not get anywhere close to the vote they've gotten, simply because the voters had a down ballot vote. Isaac Doe is a Weah voter. Isaac Doe supports the down ballot on Weah's ballot for the person that represents his party. If that person were to be by themselves as a standing candidate, they will not get Isaac Doe votes.
Isaac, can you answer my question?
What? I've just answered you. And what I'm saying...
No, I want to ask one more question, Isaac, please.
Let me just end this one so I can lose my thought.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying, people that voted for Senator Joseph in Moserado, they would not have voted for him if he was not on the CDC ticket. And those people that voted for him from the Unity Party, for instance, would not have voted for him if he was a standing candidate against their political leader. So what it means is those that voted for Joseph Boakai, who would not have voted for Sir Joseph if he was a presidential candidate against Joseph Boakai, voted for Sir Joseph.
Okay, so let me
not say that's his vote.
Okay, thank you. Let me come in. I beg you, please. And if Kev interrupt me, I will mute him internally because I know how to do that. But let me ask you, let's go back to DeLong. DeLong vote. Were they sedition vote?
Seditions did vote for him, but the larger vote from DeLong came from the Unity Party.
DeLong vote. Were they George Weah vote?
Seditions voted for him, but a larger
and those sedition that voted for him, they were George Weah voter, right?
They would not have voted for him if it was a presidential candidate.
No. We're not talking about presidential candidate yet. We're sticking there with the senatorial race.
Be president. And what
no, brother. The first thing you're saying. No. Let me finish now.
I beg you. Let me just
I beg you. Let me finish. But I beg you. The first thing you said. People that voted for Sir Joseph, that George Weah voters, that those votes belongs to George Weah. And I said to me myself, I said, you guys not serious. Sedition.
I beg you, let me ask you.
No, don't interrupt me. You don't want me to.
I want to ask you.
I will lose my train of thought. My people, I will lose my train of thought.
I want to ask you. If Sir Joseph was a presidential candidate in 2023. They get George Weah presidential candidate, Waka presidential candidate, Chad Joseph presidential candidate. How many votes you're coming to get? You think? What do you think?
So you finish?
I'm asking the question.
Okay, so let me finish. I will answer your question. Isaac, I will go back to the senatorial race. Sir Joseph had more votes than George Weah. If you say everybody, a majority of the voters that supported Sir Joseph belong to John Weah. My question is, why they left John Weah and they went for Sir Joseph? Let's go to my Gibby.
I just show you.
Can I ask the question?
That voted for Joseph Boakai as presidential candidate voted for Sir Joseph as senatorial candidate.
Isaac, let me ask you this. Isaac, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Okay, no, let me ask you this. No, let me ask you, Stanton. The people that Stanton, let me ask you this.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Okay. The question I want to ask you. No, the question I want to ask you. You get the flow. The question I want to ask you. The thousands of people that voted for George Weah, are they different from the people that voted for Sir Joseph?
Okay, so I should answer your question, right?
Yeah, in Monserrado. The people that voted for George Weah, are they different from the people that voted for Sir Joseph? Just explain to us. Simple. Then we'll go home.
I'm going to explain to you for why. The people that voted.
Yeah, the people that voted for George Weah in Monserrado, if they're different from the people that voted for Sir Joseph, if you explain that to us, yeah, we'll go home. Yeah, that is simple.
So it means George Weah gave about 300,000 votes. Sir Joseph 300,000 votes. That's 600,000. Joseph Boakai about 300,000 votes.
Yeah.
And now that's what I mean. That way you say no.
Yeah.
Joseph is my brother. I'm telling you, he is.
I say, let me go home.
He got 300,000 votes. Senator Joseph will not pass 1% if not lucky because he does not have a vote.
You see the vote that women pay get. You saw the vote that women pay get. Women pay when the 11th hour.
Different from presidential election. If Senator
women pay when the 11th hour, you saw women pay
election, it means his voter will not vote for George Weah, will not vote for Boakai. Unfortunately, everyone that voted for him are either Boakai voter or Weah voters. He does not have some. But again,
the
pregnancy of a woman doesn't go back.
Excluding the CDC vote.
Now it's coming.
Excluding the CDC vote. Excluding the CDC vote for Sir Joseph. And compare women pay vote to Sir Joseph vote. If CDC vote were not to Sir Joseph and he go against Women will beat him in Monserrato. Look at the vote.
Joseph run as an independent candidate against UP and CC candidate, he will not win the senatorial.
He will not win.
He will not win it.
Okay. So guys, your thank you now. Let me have my 2 cents. Kev ask question, Nelson. I say answer Kev question. I say ask question, Kev answer ask a question. Then I told her, oh, my Liberian people, I want to appreciate you joining us today. We're ready to. Till we meet again tomorrow. You have a good evening, yeah? The thing about CDC. Wait. You see, they think that the guys and I come to talk about St. Joseph. It's a shame for them to even wrong with that. Kev look at me and ask me, the people that voted for St. Joseph, if they are Jowiah vote. They've been beating on St. Joseph and saying, oh, that Jowiah vote. But if they were Jowiah vote, why couldn't Jowiah win? That's the question. If those votes were Jowiah vote, wait now. If those voters that voted for St. Joseph, right? You know how many people voted for St. Joseph? The question will remain, why couldn't Jowiah win the election? Now, these guys don't like every chance. But wait, let me talk now. Let me talk small. I beg you about.
No, you wasting our time.
Okay, I say have a good night.
Just get 300,000 votes.
Okay, I say have a good night. So, here's my takeaway. We have a wonderful show. We have a wonderful show with Fanta Kamar. Okay, we appreciate her. I want to say thanks to all of you for joining us. Till we meet again. May God bless you. May God keep you. Don't forget tomorrow. It's Spoon Talk. Everybody will be here. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Nelson Colette, I appreciate you. And I say thank you very much. Till we meet again, have a good night. Thank you, Kev. Thank you, Isaac.
Well, folks, thanks to everyone for being on tonight. It's been a great show. We appreciate all of you for your contribution. Thanks to everyone who called in. Thanks to the many of you who just played the listening role. We appreciate our folks across Radio Land. Those of you joining us on the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, we say thank you for joining us on Fabric Radio 101.1 and by the relays across the country on the different community radio stations. We appreciate our affiliate stations for relaying the program as well. One-on-one will be back on Sunday. That's next Sunday. The invitation is yours to join us. But Spoon Talk will be back on the radio tomorrow. You can also join us for another edition of Spoon Talk. Until then, my name is Nelson Colette. Have a good night, everyone. Billy Way, Big Stepper Jack. I see Allard Daniels, Francis Benda, Elijah Piga. I see Ibrahim Masale, Joseph Weir, and the many of you joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Madam Perry Kimber, thank you for joining us. Rose Quite, thank you as well. To everyone, we look forward to being here tomorrow. Until then, have a good night and bye-bye for now.
Yes, God, it's Mr. Y, the CEO, coming with the spoon.